Greetings, 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 and God bless you, brothers and sisters, friends and foes, lovers and haters of the Truth of God program. We are back yet again for a very special episode of the After Hours. Oh, yes. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something that, safe to say, everybody is aware of, and everybody certainly knows that this has been a topic for quite some time, 5 years or longer. But finally, things have come to the point where I don't think it can be hidden any longer. I don't think it can be shuffled around. You can't kick the dirt under the table any longer. And of course, we're talking about the Epstein files and President Donald Trump here in the after hours. But before I get into it, I do want to greet each and every one of you, a wonderful after hours family, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. We thank the Lord for each and every one of you most definitely as we return here yet again, unsealing the shadows, exposing the darkness, and seeing what is actually the facts that can be drawn from the released documents in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Okay, thank you, Sister Bless says I'm echoing. Hold on, let me try to see if I can fix this before we keep going. Appreciate you, sister. One moment. One moment here. All right, if I can get a mic check, sound check, an echo check, please let me know. I appreciate you once again, my wonderful sister Blessed, for letting me know. Am I still echoing? Let me know if it is better, if it is worse. We'll make some changes here in the after hours. I do want to say it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming talking about this topic, not only for us here, but just people in general. People in general. You know, it is something that they've kind of shied away from. I don't know if it's a hush hush type thing. Thank you, Sister Bless. Appreciate that. And so Jeffrey Epstein in this picture, let's just talk about this picture real quick. Let's talk about what we see in this picture. So we got Donald Trump, his wife. You got Jeffrey Epstein, and this was like his girlfriend, his partner. I don't know what really to call her, but the woman that is seen next to Epstein is Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell. And what that means, having these people here together in this picture. In this picture. Now, I'm joined early on the panel by my brother, Gino P, calling all the way from Uptown. How you doing, brother?
What's going on? Peace. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Breaking the night with us here in the after hours. Yeah. God bless you, bro.
Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir. Coming in loud and clear.
Wonderful. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you, TNT. Yeah, this is a long time coming. That's true.
Yeah, but Gino P, this is a hush hush topic. A lot of people don't talk about this.
Oh no. But this is It's very eye opening.
Mm,
And I got we got some stuff here we're gonna go through little by little, right? Decently and
mhm.
in order. We got some stuff here we're gonna go through. We're gonna do this right. We're gonna dissect this and see what the chat gotta say. And yeah, back screen people, shout out to y'all too.
Right.
What Tony Harvin called on Tony Harvin says
Low riders.
the low riders. Yeah, the
The
low
low
riders.
riders.
Shout out to the
Yes,
low
sir.
riders in the back.
So let me give them a quick recap, Gino P, before we dive in, take a
Yeah.
deep dive here. Let me just give y'all a quick recap. Okay. We'll start with the latest developments because most of you guys know, again, these people in this picture. Donald Trump, his wife, Jeffrey Epstein, and his partner,
Hmm.
Maxwell. We want to remember those names and why that's important that they're here in this picture together. What that means. Talking about caught red-handed, Gino P. This right here, this is candid camera. So as of December 24th, today in 2025, this year, the Department of Justice has released tens of thousands of pages. Right? Um, but the problem is a lot of them were redacted, or in other words, just covered up,
Covered up.
uh, censored, and it wasn't much that was revealed. You can't read through just a bunch of black censor bars on the page. So might as well not have released anything, right? Um, but recently there has been the unredacting of these files has taken place. The unredacting of these Epstein files, which is something that people on social media have done, hackers have done it, and just simply people that are like you who want to know the truth. They want
And
to know the truth.
TNT, they couldn't cover up everything because,
That's right.
right, they were in a deadline as far as these files had to come out after, at a certain time. So
Right.
they weren't able to cover up anything. And like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I got some joints here, people going over the stuff that they found and their own research, and we're gonna react to what they found, and it's very riveting, very
Oh yeah,
riveting. Uh, Allegations are strong allegations.
it's true.
Um, you know, we have heard these rumors from back when YouTube was free speech
Mm-hmm.
of how wicked not all but some of these politicians are, and how they are sexual deviant, like
To say the least.
they're like all that freak leak stuff
Yeah, but in the worst way.
in the worst way.
In
Yeah,
the
it's
worst
not
way.
it's not what the scripture called it, lasciviousness,
Yeah,
extreme
lasciviousness
extreme
to
lust,
the worst. Yeah, the worst
extreme.
degree.
Yeah,
And what we mean by when we say that, is that it's one thing to do certain acts with other adults. It's a whole nother thing to do it with children
yeah, or underage. Yeah,
or underage. Same thing to me. You know,
or
and
or or with a young lady that's in this mansion against her will. You understand what I'm saying? Because Ghislaine
like
Maxwell,
a
like we were
slave,
talking,
basically.
yeah, like we were speaking earlier. Ghislaine Maxwell will uh she will prey on the runaway chicks.
Mm,
She will prey on the girls that have issues, parent issues, and
yeah,
she'll paint them a beautiful picture.
yeah.
Hey man,
Hey,
come
come
with
over
us.
here. It's safe. Come over
Come,
here.
come over here, yeah, come over here. But once that child step on that plane, she might never see her parents again. You feel me? So she's
Or
stuck.
or or
No, go ahead, bro.
anybody might not see anybody again. Never
Yeah.
be
So
seen again.
so you got this child, 15, 16, 17, 18-year old. She's living in this mansion. She's stuck there now. Now she got to do sexual pleasures to these old goats
Yeah.
that could be her father age
Hmm. That's facts.
for room and board.
That's facts. Now Epstein, he was a rich person,
Yeah.
ultra wealthy, and he's known for his private islands, Little
Mm,
St. James, and his private jets, the Lolita Express.
my goodness.
Okay, so he was first accused in 2005, and viewer discretion is advised, but we're gonna get into the truth of it here. He was accused of sexually assaulting underage girls in Palm Beach, Florida, 2005. In 2008, he took a plea deal that if he pled guilty, he would serve 13 months with work release. And he was just doing all his work release was like, I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want. Because he was rich. You guys got to remember, he's ultra rich, not just rich, but rich to the rich people.
Even though, right, we'll get to that later, but Ghislaine Maxwell, she in a cushy jail.
Oh, that's facts.
Minimum security with dogs and all kind of special treatment.
TV, fluffy
All that,
pillows,
all that.
right?
Wonderful child, all that.
Probably
Probably
got a private chef.
she probably asked for seconds. She good.
That's facts. So again, Epstein, right? The third person in this photo, arrested again in 2019. Guess he couldn't stay away on federal sex trafficking charges that involved dozens of minors. This is what we're talking about now. Not just doing things with adults, but minors. From 2002 to 2005. And his death was ruled a suicide in 2019 before he could stand trial. Now, the woman to his right, which Gino P mentioned, Ghislaine Maxwell, she, I guess his associate, was convicted in 2021 of the same thing, sex trafficking. But she was sentenced to 20 years. She's serving her sentence now. So what is the problem here is that the private island, the private jet, the Lolita Express, there was a lot of documents, like my brother Gino P is talking about, that implicated a lot of rich and powerful people. And today, the most powerful person, arguably in our world, which would be the president of the U.S., was most certainly implicated in those files, among other people like Prince Andrew. I think you said the Duke, Gino P.
Yeah, that's the Duke of York.
Okay, that's him. Okay. Bill Clinton. The list goes on, right? So that all came out during the trial between 2020 and 2024. The Maxwell trials and different civil suits led to unsealing of these documents all the way till now, December 19th, 2025, the Department of Justice was mandated through the Epstein Transparency Act. So it got signed into law by Congress, or voted into law, by Congress, signed by the president. They said, no, we're making it a law that these have to be released.
Right.
Right. So that was supposed to be full release by December 19 with minimal redactions for the victims and the investigations that include their private information.
Yes.
So release began late 2025. This is where we're at. November, 20,000 pages of emails from December 19th to just yesterday, the 23rd. 30,000 more photos, notes, and all that kind of stuff. But again, they were heavily redacted or censored, blacked out. However, And y'all can thank Patel. Y'all could thank Cash Patel because some of the redactions were poorly done, meaning they are easily recovered digitally by some of those hackers and people on social media we're talking about. So what came out of all this, basically, right? There's a lot of people's names floating around. A lot of people that people know. Michael Jackson, Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, to name a few. And the issue is Donald Trump had a big problem releasing these files. He had a big problem with that, right? To the point where Congress had to vote on it. Bill Gates, too. I see somebody in the chat said Bill Gates. Thank you. A lot of people. And plenty more to go.
A lot of people. You know,
a lot of people.
You got the Duke of York in there. You definitely got some Saudi princes. All kind of royalty.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. But those names will probably never come out, right? You know, but what this lets us see that we are run by pedophiles.
Pedophiles, corrupt, and very wicked people. Just to make it plain.
Very wicked people who, when they by themselves in private, they just go berserk.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit. There's a lot to talk about for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to talk about.
Because more information is gonna keep coming out.
Right. One of the problems here is when you associate with people over a certain amount of time, like Gino P said, a lot of stuff ends up coming out. So the woman to the far right, she's already done. Convicted, 20 years. They found her guilty. Man next to her.
Unless Trump pardons her.
I mean, I don't know how that all works, but somebody said MAGA Maxwell already got away.
No, yeah, she living large in jail.
I mean, yeah.
Now, anytime you do in jail with a puppy, bro, you good.
Yeah, that's strange. That's definitely strange. Let me give some shout outs real quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
So this can soak in. We got a poll posted in the chat. Should the full and unredacted Epstein files be released to the public immediately? Somebody said no, Gio.
My goodness. Who that? Trump in the chat?
That's one of his kids in the chat. They didn't want that to come out.
Ham, that's you?
Oh no, Ham.
Ham, that's you, Ham?
Shout out to Ham.
Shout out to Ham, wherever he at.
Oh man, we need Ham on this one. Ham, I know you watching. So first of all, I do want to give a shout out to our beautiful beloved sister, the wonderful Nicole Barkers. We thank the Lord ask the Lord to continue to bless her family, her friends, her loved ones, in the name of Jesus Christ. Shout out to my brother prodigal son. Greetings and God bless him. Cali Boy 78. Shout out to you. Shout out to Give Life 66. Peace and blessings. My brother, we appreciate you for sure. And greetings, God bless to our wonderful sister, Blessed, member of the Mod Squad here. We appreciate her most definitely, saying she's ready to hear this topic for sure. Oh, yes. We're going to open it up, sister, by the Lord's permission. Big shout out to Sister Renee Burton. I appreciate you, sister, for blessing the channel. Appreciate your presence on the channel here in the after hours. God bless you and your family, Sister Renee Burton. Wonderful to see you again. Wonderful to see Sister Gwendolyn. Greetings and God bless. Shout out to you. Shout out to Birdman 10. Greetings and God bless you, brother. Salute. Salute to you. Sister Vanessa, greetings and God bless. Shout out to her. She said, we all know Trump is in the files. Oh, yeah, we're going to get right into that as soon as I get done. We're going to talk about some things that Trump already done got exposed for. Shout out to our wonderful sister Paulette. Greetings and God bless her. From the islands, Life with Paulette. Make sure you check out her channel. Shout out to Lou31. He said, Trump is associated with a lot of rich people. It means nothing. Okay, well, this is a good time for me to bring this up then, sir, since that means nothing.
My goodness.
So in some of these emails that we're talking about, Epstein claimed directly that Trump knew about the girls in a 2019 email. Somebody can say, oh, he's lying. Okay. There was an incident at Mar-a-Lago, according to court documents, where Trump was introduced to a 14-year-old girl, Gino P., that Epstein brought there. 14. This isn't a court document. Epstein brought a 14-year-old to Mar-a-Lago, introduced her to Trump for some reason.
My goodness.
And he said to Trump, this is a good one, right?
Jeez.
Yikes. Trump smiled and nodded and made her uncomfortable. This is from BBC and PBS. You could say they're lying, but again, this is a court document. So I'm just going off of what the files are saying.
And that's feds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the feds don't. Yeah, the feds when they put pen to paper, there's some weight behind it.
Yeah, because they basically it got submitted as evidence.
My goodness.
Is the thing, yeah. So, now of course Trump denied his own wrongdoing and stuff like that. Of course, he's free to do so. But the biggest problem here is that he was obviously doing everything he could to not release these files. Obviously. Why did there have to be
TNT? It was his big fat mouth. He was the one that said, I'll release it.
Well, yeah, he kept talking about it, and then when the media brought it up, he was like, I don't want to hear about that no more.
Yeah, like your big fat mouth. You was flexing, talking about I'll release everything. JFK, MLK, all the K.
Let's talk about these Epstein files, Trump, since you want to release everything.
You want to release everything. And once, what Epstein, that, like, bro, you brought it up. And now that is up, is stuck.
Yeah.
Now that it's up, it's stuck.
He basically was trying to bluff people. I think he tried to bluff them.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Just a month ago, somebody asked him, an ABC reporter asked him about the release of the files. He called her a terrible person and a terrible reporter and threatened to have the FCC look into revoking the network license because she asked that question.
Yeah, he got hot.
Yeah. I think he called another one a pig or something like that.
Miss Piggy or something. Yeah. He was wilding.
He was wilding out when they started pulling his card, calling his bluff. So to Lou 31, I'm going to continue these shout outs real quick, but when you say it means nothing, well.
No, I don't mean nothing to them victims.
Yeah. It's very strange that he has ties with this person. Multiple witnesses, reports corroborating his ties to him. He sure looks pretty cozy in this picture here. And then, when someone's asking him about, hey, where them files at? Where them files at? He's getting upset. He don't want to talk about it. He's telling them, shut up. Threatening to pull their license. That kind of means something. I think that means a lot, actually.
He's wicked, man.
For sure.
But he ain't the only one. You feel me?
No,
He
no.
ain't the only one. But
The issue is that he's the president right now, though. So he's arguably the most powerful person on that list, as like to date. Not ever, but right now in 2025, Trump's the person in power.
nah,
I mean,
real talk though. If I was to have an ask Trump, I gotta ask Trump. Trump, who Bubba?
so
Trump, who is Bubba? Trump. That's what I want to know. Who Bubba is?
so let's talk about that for a minute. Hold on, let me
Nah,
greet these people real quick. Somebody might say, "What? Who's Bubba?" I'm gonna put it in the chat
who is Bubba?
because they may not understand. I want that to come to their memory in a moment. Birdman, he said, "How in the world they get this money, then live like the devil out of hell?" Well, we know what the love of money does, brother Birdman, and what it is through the Holy Scriptures. We know what happens. Speaking of Bubba, Gino P, we got someone in the chat named Bubba. He said, "What about those Clinton pics?"
Oh, nah, Clinton is of the devil too.
Right. But it looks like we found Bubba. Bubba's in
Nah,
the chat.
nah.
Not that one. Not that one.
I hope he's not Bubba.
Right.
Not that Bubba.
Right. Frank Sinatra said they're not doing nothing to Trump, nothing at all. So why even cover the topic? You know,
No,
this would not have. Go ahead, Gino.
No, they could impeach him.
Well, that's what they're talking about now, right?
Oh, you could
That's
get
what they're talking about. And one thing I think Frank is kind of missing is the fact that none of this wouldn't have happened if people didn't talk about it.
Yeah, if he would have not brought it up, you know.
If he didn't bring it up, if it didn't keep getting brought up by reporters, by people in Congress, everybody.
Because Nixon got impeached for less.
Exactly.
Nixon got impeached for less. Nixon got impeached for sending some goons over to Democrat headquarters and wilding out.
Files.
Yeah, wilding out. But
so we have to talk about it, Mr. Sinatra, because that is how things get done. Actually,
he could get.
They wouldn't have passed that act if people stopped talking about it. Just being honest.
But let's be real, right? If they get impeached, who they gonna put as president? Vance?
I mean, I think that's what has to happen.
But let's be real. Vance is a zero with shoes.
Vance is
he's a zero with shoes on. That's all he is. He's nothing.
He would probably be like kind of like, you know how Biden was. He was the president, but like other people were calling the shots.
Like a puppet.
Yeah, he was kind of like a face, a face man or whatever the case is.
You don't think that's what's happening with Donald Trump?
Oh, what's up, Michael? I'm not even.
Yeah, shout out to Michael. I'm sorry, Mike. God bless you, bro.
That's fine, brother.
I didn't even look at the screen.
Mike, what's your thoughts on this, sir? What's your thoughts?
Well, I just want to say, first off, I love you all and wish you well in Christ, and I'm glad he's
wonderful. Peace. Same here.
Secondly, there's a lot of things. Like, for instance, he has a whole temple on that island. What do they use that temple for? Okay. Secondly, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's got a 27,000 acre ranch in New Mexico. So, what happened there?
You talking about Epstein, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure he's got that's a 27,000 acre ranch or compound or something.
It's a lot of land.
Yeah, that's a lot of land. I might be mistaken, but I'm fairly sure that that's one of the things that came out when the whole thing started, coming out several years ago or something.
That's crazy. But
sorry, go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead. We've been on for a minute. Go ahead, you just got on.
You got to remember that the God of this world, you remember who that is, okay?
Right.
And so it would be no surprise to me that people that are in high places do evil, wicked things. So this is no shock to me. It would be more of a shock to me to find people that are not implicated.
Mm-mm-mm. No, I was gonna tell TNT that I got some stuff I would love to for us to react and the chat to react to some very riveting allegations found in the Epstein files. And if you don't got a video, I got a couple. And if you, whenever you ready, we could react to them
Yes, sir.
and
I
rock out.
want to address a couple things in the chat because we're getting some people are feeling
Different views.
some kind of way.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother AP. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me just say
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, shout out to everybody and the background people.
Gma says they'll impeach him next year. Airship says impeach Trump now. Robbie says we would all love to see unredacted files, but not ever going to happen.
I agree.
This person, I'll just call him PN. He says it's a laughable photoshopped picture. And he said, why post this photoshopped picture?
What picture Photoshop? The one you got on the screen?
He's saying this picture is photoshopped. So that's okay.
No, but Trump admits that he took that picture with them.
Well, that's I mean, the thing is there's a lot of pictures of them together. So I can post
they were best friends.
One.
They were best friends for a minute.
Right. It doesn't matter if it's that one or hold on. I got you covered, sir. You know, if you don't like that one, we can just switch over to this one. You know, is that photoshopped as well? Or if you don't like that one, we can go to this one here. Now you're going to tell me that every single photo of Donald Trump and Epstein is photoshopped?
Nah, that was his pal. Every time we see
that
Epstein,
because I have to.
That was his pal. Yeah, that was his pal.
Right, and I mean, I have to address this because I have to make it clear. These aren't photoshopped images. These are things that people actually found and posted.
No, they were boys. They were boys. They were always at functions together. Always at functions.
That's facts. The reason I put this one up, though, is because it has some strong implications about who's there and who's with him. I mean, we have someone here who's already been convicted for 20 years for trafficking.
Nah, that picture you got on the screen right now, they close.
You got your wife in there.
Nah, bro, let's keep it a buck. That's weak. That's a weak close picture.
Oh, yeah.
We tight. Yeah. We taking pictures like that. We tight.
And I understand this might make some of the MAGA people upset. It's not really about. I'm not a Republican, a Democrat, none of that.
Me neither.
Somebody that's following the truth. But real quick, let's
keep it a buck though, TNT. You take a picture with someone like that, that's not your man's.
Oh yeah, no, this is a close picture. I don't take pictures with nobody. So if I got my wife in the picture and she's next to somebody, it's a close picture.
Yeah, they close.
That's facts. Real quick though, let me greet Tony Musk, first time on the panel. Shout out to you, Tony. We don't do any vulgarity, profanities, or anything like that, but you're free to speak your mind, my friend. Greetings and God bless you. What do you have to say on this topic?
God bless you too. Merry Christmas. The birth of Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I mean, I just think, Trump's screwed, and I used to support him, but yeah, this was one of the punchlines for me that I couldn't support this guy anymore. And the Iran, him attacking Iran, doing the works of Israel. But yeah, I think he's done for, these Jews, they got him. they got him in the blackmail. So, yeah.
Something going on. You bring up an important point, Mr. Musk, and I appreciate your testimony. Saying he was a Trump supporter, and then he saw some things and said, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, I mean, he's a puppet for Israel. I don't support that. I don't support Israel. So, yeah, I think that's disgusting. So yeah,
It's very disgusting for sure. Everything about this is disgusting for sure, my friend, for sure.
Yeah.
Where are you calling in from, my brother?
I'm from California.
Okay, West Coast. Shout out to California. I appreciate you, Tony Musk.
Bad here.
Shout out to Cali, and shout out to you, Tony.
Shout out to you guys. You guys are the best, man.
I appreciate that, man. We give all glory to God here.
Yeah, keep us in prayer, man, so we can.
Glory to Jesus Christ. Glory to Him.
Oh yeah, that's God Almighty.
You guys are freaking based, man. You guys are based.
Thank you for that.
We appreciate you, brother Musk, for sure.
You too, man.
I think a lot of people feel the same way as Tony Musk as far as they were Trump supporters and they saw some stuff happen and they said, I'm good. Now, this person, P Nightmare, he said, you say Trump is angry. What did he say to make you think he's angry about this? Well, we just gave you,
the way he snapped at the reporter.
Yeah, I mean, there were several times. It wasn't like just once. I'm sure Michael's got something. Michael, what do you have to say about this?
The way to me was the way he snapped at the reporters and called that lady Miss Piggy and all that. I never seen a president act like that. But go ahead, Michael.
Threatening to take their to revoke their license to the FCC. Like what happened?
Well, yeah, he actually said, "Shut up, Piggy." So
Piggy.
Yeah, but he told her to shut up. He said, "Shut up, Piggy." He didn't just call her Piggy.
Right.
Yeah, he told her to basically shut your mouth and stuff. Someone that's innocent doesn't lash out like that. You got to think. What is it, Margie Taylor Greene? He was attacking her because she was going to be voted in, and she was going to vote for them to release it. And so,
for sure,
someone that's innocent don't do all that. You're not, because if you know the truth, you ain't gotta. It's like somebody that can't really fight, but they go around talking about how good they can fight, and they're always the loudest in the room. But somebody that can really fight don't say nothing.
There's a lot going on with this that just doesn't sit well and doesn't add up. Most definitely. And my brother Gino P, he's got something lined up for us.
Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm not ready just yet.
Take your time.
I want to get the correct timestamp.
Yes, sir. Take your time. I want to cover some things, some highlights about these released files thus far, because there's a lot going on in the chat.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Let me grab a couple of these comments from the chat. I can see that they feel very strongly about this, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Let me see here. One of the ladies in the chat, she said, the kid stuff, they should not get away with it. She's talking about sexual trafficking of minors. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
She said it becomes our business when they hurt kids. I agree 100%.
Sad part is it happens all around the world. Why don't you look up the global age of consent?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? And we know it's widespread globally. And I think the reason why this is hitting home for a lot of people is because we used to believe that over here, at least, we had a different standard when it came to that.
Protect children,
Right. But then you come to find out that the rich and famous and powerful are actually the ones turning the wheel and churning the butter. Well, that hurts. It's like Tony Musk said. He supported Trump. Then he found out some things.
Yep.
Found out some things.
Yeah, I found out that he's a piece. He's a puppet.
A lot going on, man. There's a lot going on.
And I agree with you. I'm like the same as you. I'm an independent. I don't support Republicans or Democrats. They're both just garbage. They don't care about the people.
Right. Both sides are of the devil for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
yeah.
sides of the devil.
Both same. They're both the different wings of the same bird. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure. That's a good way to put it.
You know where I feel like this is leading to. Okay, so for the beast system to be set up right, and everybody go through this one person, or they can't buy or sell and get the mark and everything, right? They would have to prove all of the governments to be like ineffective or discredit them. So I feel like this is what's going on. Like all the governments around the world are going to be discredited, and then people's going to want, something else, and then somebody's going to step in and say, hey, you take this mark. But
maybe
the
new
not.
world order. The new world order. Yeah, it is. People got to get dissatisfied with the system.
Yeah, that's right. Because you can't bring a new system in unless you bash the other one.
But yeah, man. But
Fair
I'm ready
enough.
when you are, TNT. Just let me know when, so we could all react to this video.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna just grab these last couple comments. Shout out to No Liar. He said, or No Liar. He said, all I'm saying is that when you've been proven to be a sex offender who cheats on his wife with a P queen while she's pregnant and has said publicly that his own daughter turns him on, yuck.
Yeah,
Right?
man. Those are the
on.
rumors. Those are the rumors, man.
A lot going on.
Some of it's not rumors. There was
a lot of that's been a lot of that's been proven, which is really sad when you look at it all added up.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, because he was on an interview one time and he said that if that one wasn't his daughter, he'd be marrying her.
Yikes!
Goodness.
What's wrong with you? Honestly, never mind.
That's some incest stuff.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Robbie said, I believe if there was anything that would hurt Trump, they would have brought it out in 2015 when Trump first ran for president. Well,
Come on.
The problem is, the thing about that, right, is it implicates both sides. As Tony Muck said, two wings of the same bird, right? So if you take one wing out, then the other side is going to go down as well with the whole ship. So they didn't want any of it exposed. It's not like they can just expose only Trump's name in it and leave everyone else out. They got to put everybody in there. Bill Clinton and
Andrew,
all the others.
Prince Andrew.
Right. Everybody that's involved basically has to go down with the ship if they're going to expose any part of it. So I understand what you're saying, because there was a lot they were trying to do to Trump in 2015. But the problem is they would have exposed everybody. They would have exposed everybody.
Well, also, after years of people not really trusting government so much, they finally put somebody up there that people start believing in hardcore and start, looking toward like the solution and everything. So they wouldn't want to release that right then, because the ultimate goal is to usher in the beast system at some point. That's the goal of the world. When you read the Bible, that's exactly, because the beast that comes up out of the sea is people, tongues, and nations. So it's something that people make. But so what they would want to do, because the illusion really is that the president's the most powerful man on the planet. That's an illusion. Satan rules the world. Right. And if America, well, I support Israel, but I don't know about Jews ruling the world necessarily, because the Bible says that Satan does. But
well, okay, yeah, it's okay. We'll agree to disagree on that.
Well, I understand. Everybody's got an opinion and stuff, but what it is that if America is so powerful and so rich, and we're supposed to be the richest country in the world, why are we trillions of dollars in debt? And what does it say about the rest of the world? That means the rest of the world's in debt to something or someone. And so, if it was actually like fair elections, they would count all the, you wouldn't have an electoral college. because electoral college, they just have so many representatives representing, their state or their province or whatever. And so that means that all the people that were ever in leadership were specifically put in there. And the Bible says that God does put people in kingship and stuff because, when you read the Bible, it says that, those kings that didn't have any power yet, but had one power, sitting down with the beast or whatever, he said he put it in their hearts to do his will. So at some point, it's part of his will for the world to be handed over to the beast system, right? So I feel like it's a bigger thing than what we're really seeing because we're just seeing this piece here or that piece there. But when you step back and you look at all the pieces together, it makes a bigger picture.
That's true. It's hard to piece together something when you're only getting a spot here, a spot there, right? A little site here. It's hard to tell what the whole big picture is, especially when there's a lot of moving parts. Safe to say, I don't think anybody wanted. Go ahead, Gino P.
But no, go ahead, brother. Finish up. I just wanted to say something real quick. But go ahead, finish up, brother.
Well, I was just gonna say, I don't think any of the rich and powerful want this list to come out. People are saying, "Well, Trump signed the bill into law. He had to be forced to do it."
Pretty much. Congress
had to vote on anyway. Go ahead, Gino P.
The thing with Trump, what made him win the first turn around was, and what many people gravitated to him was, he wasn't part of the good old boys, right? He wasn't part of no Freemasonry attached to him. He wasn't from a prestigious Yale or Princeton, right? Skull and Bones and what's the other one? There's the Skull and Bones and Scroll and Key. He wasn't part of these secret societies. So Freemason.
He stayed free of the cult activity.
Yeah, he proved, right, that he's not part of the good old boys, that he's coming for the common man. But deep down inside, he was corrupt. He and since his first term, COVID hindered him, right? This second term is really exposing him. Because if COVID would not hit that first term, he would have been exposed as far as not being a good president. Only thing COVID, paralyzed the country and he didn't win the second time. But this time he's proven that he's not competent enough. But yeah,
it's safe to say a lot's going on. But both sides, Democrat or Republican, they don't want this to come out.
They don't want it to come out. No,
they may act like they do, but they don't.
No.
And shout out to Brother in Holiness, Gino P. I see you got something queued up for us. If you can make it as big as possible.
I just did a theater view, right? Theater view.
Yes, sir.
I didn't think Trump's first term was bad.
No, it was hindered by COVID, so you couldn't give him a full grade on it.
Yeah.
But the second term,
I did enjoy the tax cuts, though. I'll give him credit on that, securing the border a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? He's not dumb.
No, he's not dumb.
He may be wicked, but he's not dumb. So when I say that, he can do a lot of things that we've all been waiting on people to do, right? Like the alphabet agenda and men and women sports and going and sharing bathrooms and stuff like that. A lot of people just didn't like that in general. So he looking at that and like, okay, let me score some points real quick. Remember when he went on that spree just signing executive orders like 20 a day kind of thing? He just went on a spree. And we covered it here in some past videos. But yeah, a lot of that was to score points early and kind of build up credibility. Because he knew, well, some stuff's gonna happen a little later. I'm gonna need some points.
Yeah, I'll give him some points. I'll give him maybe like 5 points, maybe.
Right.
Because I used to support this guy. You know what I'm saying? I used to support him.
I hear you. Like I said, he's done some things that a lot of people can agree with for sure.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that was strategic to mask you know what I mean? Like if you did something really bad, then you want to do some few good things to kind of hide that, kind of sweep that up a little.
Yeah.
That's just human strategy. Oh, I did something bad. Let me butter you up.
My goodness.
You know, but what you got for us, Gino P? What you got for the people?
All right. It's 3 allegations. We're gonna do one allegation at a time. This could probably take us to like 2 in the morning. But yeah, these are 3 allegations. And shout out to what's the brother's name? Shout out to Harry Sison. Shout out to you, Harry. Um, Shout out to Harry Sison. He did a little expose and dug up some stuff, and we're gonna hear what he got to say, and we react to it. And I hope the chat reacts to it also. And so y'all people in the background, y'all react to it. I'm ready when you are, TNT.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, and hit the like button. It's free. You heard?
Hit the like.
A pretty bombshell claim that is coming from Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein. He confirmed that this message, this tip to the FBI came from him, and he still believes this claim to this day. So back in 2023, Mark Epstein submitted a tip, and it reads, quote, down here under the submitted text, Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe Trump authorized the murder. Now, I said this already. I feel the need to say it again. Of course, we don't know this. I mean, well, I should say this is a tip to the FBI. It is not certain. We don't have full evidence confirming that this happened, but this is coming from a relative of Epstein who probably knows more than the public, you'd imagine. And him saying this and making this claim and standing by it today, not just in 2023, today, is pretty concerning. It's pretty concerning, especially with all the questions that have been raised surrounding how Epstein actually died. I mean, it was ruled a suicide, but then they didn't release all the footage that night of Epstein's prison cell. There was an orange figure seen in the footage going up the stairs to Epstein's cell at one point. They had that missing minute that they didn't release for a while. It's all very weird. So when you put this in the context, I don't know. You can let me know if you have questions in the comments.
TNT, he's about to go to a second allegation, but
yeah,
what
was the first one?
What the chat has to say, what the panelists have to say on Epstein's brother telling the FBI, or giving a witness statement, Trump killed my brother. What y'all brothers say about that?
So just so everyone understands, and this is from a redacted file, right, GNP?
Yeah, this was one Epstein's files, FBI documentation.
Okay, so this is not something that we pulled off of Reddit. This isn't something from Canva, right? So this, I just wanted to make that clear real quick. The allegation here being made from Canva. Being made by Epstein's brother is that he basically was murdered. A lot of people believe that. Nobody believes that he unalived himself. If you look at the official story, the camera cut out for like an hour while, if you're alive, the camera cuts out and then it comes back and you're not alive anymore. Somebody would be a fool to think that that's not fishy. Camera been fine the whole time. All month long, camera never cut out.
Exactly.
Until it was time for somebody to, be unalived. With the fact that it being his brother, that adds some weight to it. Obviously, he's got some stake, with his family member, his loved one being killed, regardless of the allegations against him. He's saying, look, I think that Trump authorized this. Makes you wonder. Beavis said if anyone unalived him, it was Hillary. My Lord. But yeah,
was president.
Say again,
sleeping guards.
Trump was president when he died.
Right. So that's kind of where it adds up. At least somebody greenlighting something, right?
Somebody that had a high security clearance, but
Right.
I can't say 100% for sure if that's what happened or not, but because only God really would know that unless they actually release all the actual, evidence. But we live in a world now with AI, so they can release AI things as well.
Can we at least agree that it's fishy that the camera
Hell yeah.
cut
No,
out?
it's
exactly.
very fishy. Yeah, it's very fishy. It doesn't look good.
I mean, if that was
And
any
there's
of our, God forbid, any of our loved ones or family members or whatnot, and there's a camera on them, and the camera's been working fine all week long, and then it cuts out. It's not like they've been having camera problems. Everything was fine, and then it cut out, and when it cuts back on, that person's gone. You'd be like, hold up, I'm not believing.
Well, and he was on suicide watch, and they took him off.
Right. Just there's a lot of stuff besides the camera, but
and the
that's
autopsy. Didn't the autopsy say this looked like a murder?
there was conflicting, cause of death for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, when you add all that up, it's like, oh, we're just gonna look the other way. And then you have his brother coming out and saying something as well. His brother could have blamed it on a lot of people, including just saying, oh, he did it to himself, but he didn't.
We could also touch on that. I have the clip of his quote unquote a video that miraculously popped up of Epstein's last hours, or no, not last hours, last minutes.
Wow.
There's supposedly a video that miraculously was found.
Yeah,
let us know what y'all think in the chat, though. Honestly,
yeah, somebody said it was Hillary. Fishy? That's crazy.
Well, I understand why they said that, because there's a lot of people that were, I guess,
Hillary was wicked too.
No, yeah, but she was not in power, that wouldn't make sense.
No, for sure. That begs the question: do you have to be president to get somebody unalived? Obviously not.
Oh no, definitely no. You could definitely. You don't need to be president. You could,
right. But it's
Just
a high
as long as
level
you're not
of security, like Mike said, because he was
you could be in a high level cartel member and get people unalived.
Right. So
exactly.
At the end of the day, like Mike said, only the Lord knows, because none of us were there. But we can all still use our wisdom and inference and say something's fishy about that.
They need to look deeper into it. Yeah,
we need to investigate Israel. But I think, honestly, guys, I know this may sound like a hot take, but most of my friends agree with me. I think Israel killed Epstein.
I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But yeah, so let me know what y'all think in the chat. I appreciate my brothers on the panel. Gino P, go ahead and roll the next clip.
All right, this is the second allegation. Allegedly, again, allegedly. There's allegedly. You heard Trump. There's allegedly. We just going allegedly.
Don't sue us, Trump.
Yeah, don't sue us. He love to sue.
Yeah.
We only get cents over here. I'll go to jail right before paying you, Trump. All right, let's play this.
Comments on it. I think I certainly do. But of course, we'll stick to the facts. We want to stick to the facts on a story that is as sensitive as this. Here's another one, which pretty major. I'll preface this: if you have experiences with assault, this could be very triggering. So I just want to put it out there before we read this. But this is a tip that was made to the FBI back in 2020, where somebody whose name is redacted made an allegation against Donald Trump that he paid for them to engage in certain acts, and also was present when their uncle killed their child. So it's a big allegation, and I'll read it to you. So the witness information: first name Donald Trump, last name Trump, age 70 at the time. Additional info, again, just trying to find out the NYPD detective on the FBI trafficking task force that called me a couple of weeks ago and spoke to me about some of these issues. The tip that they submitted a while ago. How is contact known? He participated regularly in paying money to force me to blank blank, we don't know what it says, with him, and he was present when my uncle took the life of my newborn child and disposed of it in Lake Michigan. Yeah, and there's also an allegation against Epstein in here saying that both Epstein and Donald Trump did things to her. This is real from the Epstein documents. If you want to verify it yourself and read it for yourself, the document down here is listed as EFTA 000250010. You can look it up in the Epstein files if you want to review it for yourself. And if you do, let me know. But
so bro just listed off the literal like file name right there.
Yeah. Somebody got an echo in the back.
Yeah, no, I think that's Brother Musk there. I appreciate you.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, you good. You good. I wanted to pause on that because he read off the file name from the Epstein files.
Yeah, this is legit stuff.
So I say that I wanted to pause on that. And let's just react to this for a moment. So a lot of times people will say, well, nothing even came out the Epstein files. Like it was, we got them, but nothing was even in there. Well, this was in there.
This is some sick stuff, man.
So recap make it plain for the people, Gino P. What is the allegation here?
The allegation is that this certain someone was being paid for sexual favors, and she allegedly says that during a hangout with Trump and Epstein, her child was sacrificed.
Yikes.
This is disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times people say stuff. A lot of times people say stuff like, "Why do you care? Well, it's none of your business." We may not be of the world, but we live in the world, and this stuff most definitely affects everybody. Because if they can do it to them, it can be done to anybody. Whether you got kids or not, whether you're young or old, you should be aware of the type of vampires and wicked people that are in power, especially if they're your president. I think
I'm scared.
We have some stake in that. I mean, Michael, am I wrong?
Yeah, because not only all of that, you also got to remember, would Jesus want you to turn the eye to children suffering?
For sure not.
Heck no.
For sure not.
Right. Because you shouldn't wish suffering on anybody. Like technically, even Donald Trump, you shouldn't wish suffering on him. You should just pray the Lord touches him.
Except for pedophiles.
At all. I just want him to come clean.
Right. Well, and I know you say the P word, but does the Bible say that people that do that can't be forgiven, or does it just say that?
Yeah, but that's not my job. That's God's job. I don't think I have the capacity to forgive somebody who hurt a child.
Well, if you can't forgive, you can't be forgiven. That's what the Bible says.
Well, some people got to come up to certain things,
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
That's kind of hard for me. That's kind of hard to forgive murderers.
It's hard. It is. It's hard.
It's not easy.
No, right. Walking the path of the Lord is always very hard. It's the hardest thing to ever do.
They never gave a chance to their victims when they killed them, if you get what I'm saying.
No, yeah.
So Mike, Tony Musk, Gino P, the allegation here is that Trump participated in
and sexual an essay and was present allegedly.
Was though, right?
And allegedly he was present at a child's sacrifice. The way that it's explained, that know a little bit about the occult. We've known, according to the scriptures, that children were sacrificed back then, and it's something that we can't
even in abortions right now.
Yeah.
We can't deny.
No, it's never stopped. Think about the Nicolaitans, right? You remember them in the Bible, and then you fast forward till now, and you got a whole Cartoon Network called Nickelodeon, and people just put their kids down at the altar of television or whatever.
Yeah,
and
Speaking on that, we're gonna have to do a live stream on this new SpongeBob movie because that's.
Wait, is there something wrong with SpongeBob?
There's a lot wrong with the new one.
There's always kind of been something.
Oh, the new one. I thought you were talking about the original because
I
that
mean,
was
the
pretty
original was
funny.
pretty. It was funny to us as adults, but I mean, it's for kids, right?
Yeah,
We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone for right now, Tony.
I
But I'm
love
just saying,
SpongeBob.
look, I grew up, in that era too, but I had to understand some things that are for kids and some things are not. But again, we'll do a
Yeah,
different episode on that. That's all. That's all. So I didn't want to change the subject, but yeah, uh, you know,
These
assaulting
are
children,
these are strong allegations, man.
unaliving children, and they said Trump was there.
so wait, Trump was at a cult meeting where they were
That's what I'm
sacrificing
trying to.
kids?
That's what it
Let
said.
me rewind it. Let me rewind it so we can hear
Yeah,
it.
because I'm
Play it back
shocked
one
right
more
now.
time.
Let me rewind it.
This is blowing my head open.
This is
So,
up from
so
the
to everyone in
Epstein
the chat,
file.
this is Epstein Files Unredacted. That's the title of this episode, is Unredacted. We're looking at the truth of the matter and how it implicates our current sitting president. Now some people can say, "Oh, this is all a lie." Some people say, "Oh, I don't believe it." Hey, believe what you want. But we're not on the side of a Democrat, a Republican,
No,
a Biden, or a Trump, or an Obama. We're simply truth seekers.
they
And I
both are the
think,
devil. Both.
We're on the side of Jesus Christ.
amen. Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
let's hear this again. And all right.
Pretty major. I'll preface this: if you have experiences with assault, this could be very triggering. So I just want to put it out there before we read this. But this is a tip that was made to the FBI back in 2020, where somebody whose name is redacted made an allegation against Donald Trump that he paid for them to engage in certain acts and also was present when their uncle killed their child. So it's a big allegation, and I'll read it to you. So the witness information: first name Donald Trump, last name, I should say Donald, last name Trump, age 70 at the time. Additional info, again, just trying to find out the NYPD detective on the FBI trafficking task force that called me a couple of weeks ago and spoke to me about some of these issues. The tip that they submitted a while ago. How is contact known? He participated regularly in paying money to force me to blank blank, we don't know what it says, with him, and he was present when my uncle took the life of my newborn child and disposed of it in Lake.
Damn. Oh, sorry. Dang.
So there's no context. It just says that he was a witness to something.
Yeah, this is FBI witness testimony. And
But I think what he's saying was that Trump was there. That's
yeah,
the
Trump,
that's
Yeah.
Trump was
Yeah.
there.
when he said when he was 70, he was present
That would have
during.
been what? 2016?
Wow.
He was president, right?
This
I
was
mean, he was born in 46, right? Is that what year he was born?
I mean,
Yeah,
let
no.
me do a fact check here. Yeah, 46, June 14th. So
Yeah, he would have been president.
Yo, listen to this part of I'm reading this over here. The first part of the he homeboy don't read this part, but it says girls will come to a variety of boats and yachts and pay money to force me to do blank with them. I was 13
yikes.
and
Damn.
pregnant.
Wait, what?
She said, I guess this is her continuing. They were different men and a few women and girls will come to a variety of boats and yachts and pay money to force me to do blank with them. I was 13 and pregnant.
All right, pause.
I'm throwing up right now.
So this is someone who went and gave this testimony, and the FBI put pen to pad, wrote it down.
So this is this is a part of the Epstein files that he's reading out of, right? I just want to make
Oh
that.
yeah. Nah. Let me play a little bit more because he solidifies what he's reading. Let me play a little bit more.
Lake Michigan. Yeah, and there's also an allegation against Epstein in here saying that both Epstein and Donald Trump did things to her. This is real from the Epstein documents. If you want to verify it yourself and read it for yourself, the document down here is listed as EFTA 000251010. You can.
There you go. You want to look it up? Look it up.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty heavy stuff. I don't think anybody can, whether you believe it or not, whether you're saying, oh, this is all a lie. Some people are saying, well, it wasn't Trump, it was Clinton, it was them, it was
It was
that.
all of them.
It was everybody.
It was all of them.
It was all those guys.
Well, and it's, it's such a big operation when it comes to that sort of stuff that if they actually released all that documents, that might implicate people's next door neighbors and stuff as being like smugglers and all these other things because it's huge.
Yeah, because it's an investigation document, right? Sorry to cut you off,
Right.
Mike, but
No,
that's what it is, right? It's an investigation document that he's reading.
Do you know how many children go missing in the United States each year? It's like 300,000 or something.
Yeah,
I think that's right. But you don't hear about the 300 or so thousand children every year that go missing in this country, let alone the world. So, you can only imagine. And it does make my heart and everything weep and moan because I couldn't imagine what people do to children, and that's just a terrible thing. It's just terrible, and it's widespread. It's not like it's just Epstein or whatever. It's it's in every country. It's like a whole global thing. So you got to think of the millions of people that are affected by this, and it's just terrible.
Scary.
It is very troubling, to say the least. And a lot of people in the chat, they're watching without saying anything. So I know that they're probably as speechless as we are. Fair enough.
Nightmares later.
It's fair enough. Beavis 5521, he said there would be a pattern and there is not one. He said there's not a pattern. I mentioned to him that the pattern was rich, famous, and deviant. But I guess maybe that's not quite it.
No. A pattern.
Well, the pattern would be the stories that are coming out that are, not necessarily, they all point to one thing. It's not just like a handful of people saying something or whatever. It's like thousands of pages, So
Well, what you mean? What you mean a pattern? What you making, a shirt?
Yeah, elaborate.
I think
they're
saying
saying that there's nothing there because there's no MO or
no
some
history
kind
of Trump doing this.
There is a pattern.
Right. Yeah, no, it's the files themselves. They're the pattern.
That's what I was going to say. Like the fact that this is a part of the Epstein files should kind of hold some weight, right? Because these were not released for a long time.
Well, and if there wasn't something high level going on, right? And by high level, I mean security clearance, then you wouldn't have redacted documents in the first place because that's like classified, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. If
you
it's
don't
classified,
have the email to Macy's about the returned jacket in here. You have important information.
Right. Because if it's classified, you got to think who is the agency that has security clearance to say this is never coming out because it's classified or that isn't. So it's definitely a deep-rooted problem.
Right.
Yeah.
It holds weight. I mean, and then the man gave the Epstein file number. I tried to write it in the chat. He was speaking kind of quick. I think he said EFTA 0002530.
Yeah, look it up, man. Look it up.
Beavis says Trump was a celebrity. He knew everyone and everyone knew him. Same thing with Epstein. Same thing with a lot of people that do a lot of deviant things. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, it also don't mean that every person that was connected with him was necessarily guilty.
Right.
because that would be like grouping people together. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people probably were, but some people may, because you ever run into somebody and they're just everywhere and everybody knows them. That doesn't mean everybody partakes in their things. But
Exactly.
like I said, I'm sure that a lot of people did though, because it's wickedness.
Yep, that's Hollywood right there. That's the industry.
Well, and you think about Hollywood, right? Shirley Temple was like 3 years old, and they had her playing in a movie called Baby Burlesque in the 30s. And that was supposedly like the golden age of Hollywood that got it all started off. And if you know anything about what burlesque is, that was a movie about let's just call it a brothel of sorts.
Yeah.
And so they had this little toddler run around in this skimpy outfit competing for boys and all this stuff. And that was the golden age of Hollywood. That's what started Hollywood out. Shirley Temple was making $10,000 a month or so, or a week. I forget how much it was, because she was doing an interview before she died. Yeah, that was during the Great Depression. You know how much money that is now?
Oh no, that's
I mean,
a lot for that time.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's evil. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look around the world, except for a few Western countries and maybe some other ones now that are starting to add into it, the global age of consent is like, I don't know, 12, 13 or something. Like
I heard in
a lot.
Japan it's like 8 years old.
My goodness.
Well, they have places in some worse, bad off parts of the world where children are born into prostitution at like 4 years old. I don't know if you've ever heard of Badger Bazi before, but Badger Bazi is something they do in Afghanistan. And what they do is they take young boys from poor areas and they promise their parents that they're going to pay, for their education and all these things. Kind of like how they did back in the day when they would send someone to like a gentleman's school or something, or to be mentored by some kind of royal person or whatever. So they just take someone poor and promise their parents that they're going to take care of them and all this stuff. But the whole time they have them performing like dances in women's clothes and, doing things they shouldn't be doing with them. But in the case of Badger Bozzy, what they do is they take these young boys, they keep them for a while, they raise them, they teach them how to dance the way they want, they play music, all this stuff, they do stuff with them, intercourse wise. And then when they get to be about 18 or 21, they either free them or kill them.
Yeah.
Frighten.
So
And religions
pause.
too.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that there's a bunch of religions who also are okay with young age, consent. So yeah, it's scary. It's a scary world out there.
It is, and of course we got to be careful with some of the things we're saying, because we have been pulled by YouTube before. We're not worried about that, but and I'm not saying that you're saying anything wrong, Tony or Michael or Gino P, but just for us to keep in mind.
No, I understand. YouTube is very sensitive of free speech. Yeah.
Right. I want to pause just for a sec, Gino P. I'm gonna bring your video back, but somebody said, I think it was it Robbie? Well, first let me read Vanessa's comments. You said we all have seen enough to know Trump is in there regarding the files. The files will only show how deep he was involved with Epstein. That's facts. Hide Behind said stuff happened on the island, but Johns and females came from worldwide, many nations, metros, and wealthy estate parties. What is that supposed to mean? What? I think he's trying to say that there was a lot of people that participated. But yeah, if anything, that's more of a reason to expose this. I wanted to focus on this comment real quick, and then I'll bring back my brother's video. He said, according to Trump, so you mean the person who's being accused, according to him, he never had anything to do with Epstein after he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago in 1976. Is there any pictures after that date? Why don't they give the dates of these pictures? So the picture you're looking at right now.
What you're looking at right now.
And he got that date wrong, by the way, guys. He got that date wrong.
Of course he did. But I
76. Trump wasn't even big in the 70s. He got big in the 80s and 90s. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
I think it was 2000. This was probably like
was the last time he publicly was with them, as far as at his club. But this picture here that you're
It's
looking
probably
at,
20 years old tops. 25-year-old maybe.
this is dated February 12th, 2000.
25 years.
Verified by ABC News, Time, a bunch of other outlets. It's a widely published photo from that date. So it means they published it at that time. They
Yeah,
didn't
I don't
just
understand these guys making excuses for Trump.
yeah.
And there's also quotes from Trump saying he's my best friend. I know he likes him young, you know.
Yikes.
Yeah,
So,
we could get to that part of the Epstein files too. We could get to that part of the Epstein file too, where it's crazy.
Their relationship ended in 2004, and he banned him from Mar-a-Lago in 2007. So when you say in 1970s, no.
Trump didn't even build his building in New York in '76.
I mean, when you say things in the chat, we're going to fact check them because, again, we're not aligned with any kind of political party or anything like that. We're here to seek the truth. So if you say something and it's untrue, I don't look down on you, but I'm going to check it out and refute it respectfully and with love because we want to seek the truth. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to.
Well, would you fact check me, brother?
Say again?
Would you fact check me? Would you look up if it's true or not about that property in New Mexico or wherever it is?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, whether somebody got something right or wrong. It brings clarity and understanding to the situation, right? I mean, that's just what it is.
Michael is a truthful guy. Michael's a truthful guy. I respect that.
Mike.
Even when it's at my disadvantage and I look bad.
Because the thing is, I think everyone on this panel here, those who are new, such as Tony, and those who've been here for a minute, like Gino P and Mike, we all want to get to the truth of the matter. We have no stake in perpetuating a lie. That doesn't do anything for us here. So regardless of agreements and disagreements, that's where we all see eye to eye. But yeah, what did you want me to fact check real quick, Mike, before we get back to the video?
If Epstein owned a 27,000 acre ranch in the United States, because I think he did.
In New Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And some other places, I believe.
I mean, dude was super rich, right? So
how did he get rich though? No, that's a mystery, guys.
Oh, that's something else for sure to talk about for sure. So what you're referring to, Mike, his New Mexico property is known as Zorro Ranch. It's about 10,000 acres in size.
10,000,
which is still a huge property. So, I ain't mad at you for getting the thousands of acres wrong. Thousands of acres is a lot, regardless. But yeah, it's called Zorro Ranch.
My Lord.
Yeah. But he also has smaller portions of federal or state land in addition to that. So it might add up to more.
And in France.
Why does nobody talking about, the island is one thing, sure, but, he didn't just have a 10,000 acre chunk of land in New Mexico in the middle of the desert for nothing.
Yeah, so he purchased it in 93, owned it till he, was unalived in 2019. His estate sold it in 2023 for undisclosed price. It was listed for $27.5 million. But yeah, tens of thousands of acres is a lot, regardless. Plenty of room to hide or do whatever you want to do.
That's pretty big.
Well, if you're out in the middle of the desert and you got a 10,000 acre patch of land, and somebody tries to escape or something, where are they going to go in the middle of the desert?
Police?
I mean, you're not going to make it off the property is what I'm saying. 10,000 acres, you try to walk off a 10,000 acre reserve and see what happens in the middle of the desert.
Oh, yeah.
So, Gino P, what is the next? Fair enough, for sure. Gino
everywhere.
P,
Yeah.
All right. What is the next? You said you had some more in this video.
Oh yeah.
First,
He got one more allegation from this unclassified stuff. Let's play this.
this is the unredacted Epstein files. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Can look it up in the Epstein files if you want to review it for yourself. And if you do, let me know. But stomach churning for sure. Moving on. How about another one? A newly released document includes an FBI case file from October 2020 describing an allegation of assault involving Trump. A redacted limousine driver said Trump made a very concerning phone call in 1995 while being driven to an airport, repeatedly saying Jeffrey on the phone and referring to abusing some girl. The file cites an unnamed person who said he assaulted me, and I'm saying assaulted in place of that word just so nothing gets taken down and we can have this necessary and important conversation, referring to Trump. Quote, Donald J. Trump had assaulted her along with Jeffrey Epstein. She was found with her head blown off, and there was no way it was a suicide. I don't even know what to make of this. You can read it for yourself. Again, this is the document he was referencing as he talked about his time meeting Donald Trump. Blank immediately blanked demeanor went stone cold as blank stated he assaulted me. Blank said, what? As blank replied, Donald J. Trump had assaulted her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Blank noticed some girl with a funny name, took me into a fancy hotel or building. That's how it happened. A funny name? Might it be Ghislaine? I don't know. You let me know. And these are other documents that the Department of Justice released. They are still covering up a lot of this. This is a completely redacted page on anticipated charges and investigative steps. And Julie K. Brown, who is one of the journalists who actually exposed the entire Epstein story from the get-go. She's been looking into this for years now.
Now, mind you, the girl who testified, what we just read or what he just read for us, she mysteriously unalived herself, allegedly.
Yikes. So let's break this down real quick. So again, unredacted, the Epstein files. So can you go back in the video to the point where he had that highlighted document, Gino P? See, maybe if you can it was maybe like less than a minute or so. Maybe we can scroll that up, blow that up. But it mentioned President Trump by name. His name was not the thing that was redacted. What was redacted was the person that was given the testimony, from my understanding.
Yeah. Well, we play it again.
Okay.
How about another one?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, TNT.
Oh, you good, brother? Just when he has the file up on the screen with the highlighted parts.
Yeah.
Pause it right there for me, please.
All right.
A newly released document includes an FBI case file from October 2020 describing an allegation of assault involving Trump. A redacted limousine driver said Trump made a very concerning phone call in 1995 while being driven to an airport, repeatedly saying Jeffrey on the phone and referring to abusing some girl. The file cites an unnamed person who said he assaulted me, and I'm saying assaulted in place of that word just so nothing gets taken down and we can have this necessary and important conversation, referring to Trump. Quote, Donald J. Trump had assaulted her along with Jeffrey Epstein. She was found with her head blown off, and there was no way it was a suicide. I don't even know what to make.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's another heavy one for sure. That's another heavy one. You probably have the best view of all of us, Gino P. What do you see on this document here? Not to read the whole thing.
It's pretty much going over what the this person was testifying. At first it's the testimony of the driver, and what I could read here, he said blank noted he picked up the president. Blank noted he picked the president up in 1995 and took him to the airport. Blank reported some things President Trump has spoken about during the ride while on his cell phone. What else? Very concerning. Blank reported he was a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the median, and within a few seconds of pulling him out the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying. As caller chose not to blank, noted Trump continuously stating the name Jeffrey while on the phone, and made reference to abusing some girl, and it just goes on, and then the girl said he assaulted me, and then the other part that's highlighted is I guess this is the chauffeur saying that she was found unalive, and he don't believe it was suicide.
All right.
And
So
that the coroner stated it was a suicide. Blank later stated blank committed suicide because blank had gotten cocaine from the Mexican cartel. So this is a lot of meat in here. A lot of meat and potatoes, man.
yeah,
I don't see the cartel not being involved in something big like that necessarily, because they smuggle people all the time.
Bro, ain't
So
no coincidence that after she gave this testimony, she passed away.
no. There's actually probably a lot of coincidences when you look into it. That's like, something that continues to happen down the trail.
and that's remember somebody said earlier, they said, hey, where's the pattern? The pattern is all these quote unquote coincidences, if you will. People disappearing, stuff like that. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Like I was saying earlier, it's definitely definitely would implicate some people that someone in the government says that it's a national security interest to release that. So that's why it's redacted. So, if it wasn't something big and fishy going on, then it wouldn't be redacted in the first place. And if it wasn't as big as and fishy as the JFK files, they would have released much more of it.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see Gino P and Mike the private chat on the stream, but the person he's obviously a troll, so that's why I'm not letting him up on the panel. In the private chat.
No. We gotta chill out, buddy.
I mean,
we'll drink some milk. Where's Paulette? Paulette always offering milk.
That's right. That's true. Give Life says you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, you're innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, I can't. But
these are allegations.
These are some rough.
But these are also, like Michael just said, what were deemed classified and redacted in the Epstein files. So,
right.
I wouldn't want to be on the Epstein files.
No,
absolutely not.
But some people said that they still don't believe it. They don't care. And that's your personal opinion. You're free and entitled to it.
Yeah, that's what. Listen, go read it for yourself. I didn't write that. Well, we just covering it.
Josephina Flores says, I do not believe none of this against Donald Trump. Censored says Trump testified against Epstein. Well, of course, if somebody got caught first, you're going to say, oh, he did it. I didn't do it.
I don't know about that, testifying against Epstein. Because if he testified against Epstein, that means he put himself in that. Because you could only testify what you see. We can't testify no hearsay. So I don't think Trump testified against Epstein.
Well, one thing that I want to bring to people's knowledge, they can say, okay, well, Trump, yeah, he may hang out with him. Yeah, he may have been seen on the Lolita Express. Yeah, he may be next to this person that was convicted for 20 years, sentenced to 20 years and convicted of recruitment and grooming of multiple victims for Epstein, who's also next to Donald Trump in the picture. Um, you know,
Well,
she not only got the girls and people as far as like secured them, but she also joined in on the acts. She took part in it. And again, these
listen,
are unsealed documents.
these are the documents that the feds are letting out. The feds put pen to paper.
Right.
They were the ones who recorded all this information. They the ones that was doing an investigation on Epstein. It's called the Epstein files.
Right.
They were doing an investigation.
There's emails, there's flight logs that revealed Maxwell, the lady to the far right, who was convicted. Thus far, she's the only one in this photo who's been convicted. But let's look at the implications of everyone who was involved and found in these files, right? Emails, flight logs, etc.
I gotta go here in a second, brother.
I'm sorry, you said you gotta go?
Yeah, I gotta go here in a second.
Okay. Give us your final thoughts, Mike, and then we'll greet Nick Fuentes supporter. But go ahead, Mike, you got the floor.
The intelligence agencies have always kind of had a dark history. If they didn't have a dark history, then they wouldn't have classifications where nobody's allowed to see it and it's illegal to disclose it, like super secret. So there's obviously been some kind of bad thing going there from the beginning. And if you remember Freeway Rick Ross was the big crack dealer for, I think it was Los Angeles. I might be wrong. But anyway, Freeway Rick Ross would get, supposedly, his testimony after he got locked up during prison, he would get tipped off by the CIA and all these organizations and say, hey, they're going to raid this warehouse or they're going to raid that warehouse. And they would supply him with, helicopters full of drugs and stuff to flood the inner city, and various other things. There's examples of them putting people in power in governments and then using pedophilia as a way to trap them into doing what they want. And to say it's just United States is absurd. It's all countries that do this. So you can't just bash one country because every country's involved in stuff just like this. But don't let it surprise you. Stay strong in your faith. This is a good wake-up call. Keep your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. And, every man is below that because we're all on the same level. We're just men. So you shouldn't prop one person up as like, Jesus Christ incarnate, because that's like what the Vatican does with the Pope. And, that's almost like a cult. But anyway, I do want to say I love you fellas and everyone watching, and I wish you well in Christ. I pray he keeps you. God willing, I'll be on another episode.
Wonderful.
Appreciate you for sure. Gino PIC, you got something else to keep up?
Let me just say this. Let me just say this real quick. Bah humbug. You heard? Bah humbug to all y'all Christmas people. Bah humbug.
Unwrapping your presents at midnight.
Yeah. Bah humbug to you.
Oh man. Let me just say, let me pause for a moment. First time coming to the panel, Nick Fuentes supporter. What are your thoughts on the unredacted Epstein files and what they implicate with President Donald Trump? You are muted, sir, so we can't hear you if you are talking. You have to unmute yourself. Nick, you got the floor.
Now you might have to reload your device, B.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Rejoin. Want to give you a chance, as you know. I mean, we do say here all are welcome. The link is posted to the public.
Oh, that's dude that's woofing in the back.
Yeah, he was in the background. He said, I said, hey, look, man, if you have something that you need to say, I'll give you a chance to say it. But if you trolling, then I just got to remove you. I like to be optimistic. I mean, he's coming up for some reason, hopefully not just for attention. Silly Man 5150 says, on this is Tony. Tony, you back?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my phone died.
Okay, no problem.
My bad.
No, you good. So Silly Man 5150 says, guys, Trump was literally in the hack today. I believe he's referring to the unredacted Epstein files. They were released redacted, and the hackers, different social media people, they removed the censorship or the redactions. And he said he consented a little girl with the big E. I'm not sure big E means.
No, that's it just sound crazy, bro.
Yeah. But hey, at the end of the day, there's too much going on. There's too much going on for somebody to be so upset if they really weren't implicated, if they really weren't guilty or had nothing to do with so and so. Then there's no reason to be upset with release the files. At the minimum, him associating with the people in this photo, Epstein and Maxwell, says a lot. Again, this was taken in 2000. She was convicted of doing what she did from documents that were dated 2015. It showed her, basically grooming young children, recruiting young children,
procuring young children, procuring the young girls.
She basically normalized Epstein's abuse by joking and directing the victims on specific things to do during their encounters. She went into hiding after Epstein was found unalived. She used aliases, was buying everything in cash, and was eventually arrested. That she bought a home under a fake name, G-Max. She used an alias to buy a home in New Hampshire, and they found her. She used encrypted communications and moved frequently. She was basically like trying to duck the feds.
She was scared.
She was running
because she wanted to live. She didn't want to get unalived.
Right. That's a lot of activity for somebody.
She knew too much.
It's a lot of activity.
And that's what happens. These people get nervous when you know too much.
Mm-hmm. But she also facilitated access for Epstein to some of these bigger figures like Bill Gates, and of course Donald Trump. She even had an email from or with Prince Andrew. I think that's the Duke you were talking about, Gino P.
Yeah, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew. He got in so much trouble. He got his dukedom revoked.
The Duke got duped. So he, in the email, asked Maxwell, the lady to the far right in this picture with Donald Trump, if she found him new inappropriate friends.
Okay.
At the minimum, this implies that she was soliciting underage victims. He lost his royal title in 2022 over these Epstein files. So if you guys are saying, oh, that's just, well, we don't really have to believe it because it's just, they took this dude's royal title based over these files. So obviously they believed it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
think they're gonna take his dukedom?
The Queen of England was tight.
I mean, you don't think they fact checked any of this?
No, they knew he was into little kids. His family knew he was wicked. Be ye holy said, put him in hell twice.
Yikes. He said you can't.
Oh, you can't put him in hell twice? I thought you said put him in hell.
All right. Well, I just wanted to give y'all a little background on G. Maxwell, Ghislaine, Ghislaine, however you say. Look, that's what she did. And she was hanging out with Epstein and Trump.
Yeah.
But my brother Gino
and for keeping her mouth shut, she is now in a minimum prison. How you in a minimum? How you in a minimum though? You got hit with 20 years. You're supposed to be in medium. Yeah, max or medium, the minimum. But hey, yeah, we got brother over here. Let me shout him out real quick. Voidzilla. So shout out to Voidzilla for doing this little expose on the FBI files, the FBI files touching Epstein. And let's hear what he got to say, and then we'll jump to the meat and potatoes. All right, TNT?
Hold on one sec, Gino. I just want to show this real quick. Actually, something I just found as you were talking, my brother. I appreciate your patience. This is a drawer or a dresser full of Epstein's photos, Gino P.
Oh, yeah, Trump is all in there.
The Pope is in there. Trump is in there. Clinton's in there. And people are saying, oh, well, there's a reason that they wanted to hide. Look how many pictures he's got. Oh, who's that?
Allegedly,
Bro,
that's
Gino P. This is the same picture I just had up, where it's him, his wife, Epstein, and Maxwell. That's the same picture.
Well, allegedly, Epstein, that's how he gets you, by photographing you, by videotaping you.
He loved pictures. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
And those are the ones that are exposed. They found mad pictures.
Look at all these pictures.
Mad videos, X-rated videos, and people in compromising positions doing strange things.
Department of Justice restores image showing Trump after backlash. So they took it down. They tried to hide it. Because somebody's sitting right here, front and center. That's the same picture that I had up earlier. That's the same picture.
Nah, but somebody said it was Photoshop.
Somebody said it was when you have a picture of a picture, that's bad.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had a picture of this picture in his dresser.
You know,
even the Pope wants a piece.
My Lord.
My Lord.
You know, there's a saying, a picture, 1,000 words, right?
Mm-hmm.
This photo says, we are best friends.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Holiness night or Brother B. Holy said maximum or medium for Maxwell, depending on the crime. They got her in there with a Yorkie,
Nah, she's in minimum.
yeah, she in there with a teacup Chihuahua and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
she got mad privileges. She's in a minimum, a camp.
Mad Rush said, "So what? These are pics. Move on. It means nothing.
Yeah, all right.
It's
You
all
won't say-
AI."
You won't be saying that one of the victims was.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Say again, Gino P.
I said he wouldn't be saying that one of the victims was his sister.
Yikes. You know, it just goes to show that people, they have to have an ear to hear. Some people just don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah.
If you found in a picture with somebody who was known for serial assault and trafficking of minors, and you say it doesn't mean nothing, and you're in the picture with the person that was just convicted and sentenced to 20 years, and you say it don't mean nothing, well, I guess to you, just nothing means nothing then.
Yeah, nothing means nothing.
Nothing means nothing. What an easy way to live.
You know? Have you heard the testimonies of the survivors from Epstein? Those sad testimonies, man.
For sure.
Those girls, well, they women now. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if they're ever be the same. But
No. And just from Donald Trump's conduct and the things he said about grabbing women by the whatever and things like that, I'm not trusting. Nah,
nah,
I'm not trusting that.
he was fessing up how wild he was.
As
in
in
a
his
private
character.
a private conversation. He let everybody know in that
That's how he
private
gets
conversation. I get down like this.
He said, "Hey, this is what you
Hey,
do."
This is what you do.
He wasn't talking about golf or making pies or baking ribs or whatever, grilling on a Traeger. He was talking about grabbing women, assaulting them. That's how we get down. But that's a lie too. Hey, nothing means nothing, Gino P. So it don't matter.
Nah, he let everybody know. He let America know. I grab.
Facts.
I grab. But nothing means nothing. But let's get into Voidzilla, see what he got to say, and we get to the meat and potatoes.
Yes, sir. Here in the after hours, we are covering the unredacted Epstein files.
Crazy, man. These are the topics I like. I like these kind of topics.
Oh yes.
Some kind of some topics in politics I don't touch, but these topics like this, yeah, I love these topics.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready when you are, TNT.
You got the floor, brother.
The FBI just accidentally released 11,000 Jeffrey Epstein files that they hadn't publicly put out yet, but we got access to them. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to access them. Here's what.
So TNT, I just wanted to share that before we go into the meat and potatoes of the video. Okay. This was accident.
11,000.
Yeah, because listen, they got morons. Kash Patel, he's a moron. He's a moron. He's probably the worst director of the FBI that we ever had. And America had a cross-dresser as an FBI director, but he's worse than the cross-dresser. But let's get into this meat and potato right here. So this was accidentally sent out by the Trump administration. It was accidentally. This was not supposed to come out.
I think what we see in some of this, specifically, I want to draw your attention immediately to the 10 co-conspirators that are mentioned in some of these emails in 2019. Now, this is just alarming stuff because prior to this, remember that all we really had was Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. That's the only people who have ever faced any charges at all. Ghislaine Maxwell, the only one who actually faced consequences, right? But in 2019, apparently there were 10 co-conspirators Now, the people who were sending this to and from have been blacked out, but at the bottom, we see that this is the violent crime section, crimes against human trafficking unit. And we can see that of the 10 co-conspirators.
You seen that, TNT?
Wait. Run that back.
This was sent from crimes against children, human trafficking units. So this is some serious stuff right here.
Yeah, no, this isn't your traffic stop cop. This is
violent crime section. And the section of violent crimes is the crimes against children, human trafficking unit. And it wasn't just Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein on this. It was 8 other people. So let's get back into this. 8 other people.
Unit. And we can see that of the 10 co-conspirators, 3 have been located in Florida, served grand jury subpoenas, 1 in Boston, 1 in New York City, 1 in Connecticut were served. 4 out of the 10 are outstanding with attempts having been made. What is a wealthy businessman in Ohio? A lead is being sent to CV, and the remaining 3 are currently out of pocket. This is stunning stuff. Previously, we did not know how many co-conspirators were suspected of, or I'm not aware of anything like that. And additionally, some of the details on this are revealed later because we see this subject line. It says co-conspirators at the top, and it says blank does not need to head out. We made contact with blank last night in New York City. Blank last night in New York. Contact was made with blank, blank, and blank. By the way, I love how these potential co-conspirators are people who are being blacked out. Like, why? I thought the whole point of this was you couldn't redact people for personal information reasons or for public embarrassment. You could only redact on the basis of it being a victim. And I'm not sure how these people.
That's true, TNT. Look, they redacted the criminals' names. How are you going to get justice if you redact the criminal names?
It's probably Trump right there. Well, that's the thing, right? That's why there's people out there hacking the files to unredact them, because what they were supposed to be doing is it's supposed to be about transparency. It's supposed to be about getting to the bottom of what really took place.
Right. I don't understand. Like, I understand the victim's name being redacted, but why are the conspirators' name being redacted? Why do we got to protect them? Why? That's the question. Well, let's get back into this. This is some riveting stuff, man.
Sir.
But possibly be victims here.
Epstein Files Transparency Act prohibits redactions, quote, on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity. Has anything been redacted on that basis?
Absolutely, positively not.
But anyways, you can see that it says attempts were made to blank and Brunel. That's Jean-Luc Brunel, the famous who's now dead. Blank is confirmed to live in New York, was away for the holiday weekend. We did not have a good address, but an attempt was made in New York. Attempts are made to Maxwell today. Blank, you get it. Like, it's all the people they suspected this whole time are redacted, of course. And then they say, I do not know about Ohio contacting Wexner. Now, that's a reference to Les Wexner, the former CEO of Victoria's Secret. This is huge. We've long suspected that he was, of course, one of the co-conspirators. And obviously, the fact the FBI suspected it isn't a 100% proof confirmation. But clearly, they were serving grand jury subpoenas. I mean, that must be who they're talking about, one wealthy businessman in Ohio, because later it's confirmed by this whole idea of Ohio contacting Wexner. And you can see at the bottom, this is from the FBI New York. When you get a chance, give me an update on the status of the 10 co-conspirators. This is really bad to know that we knew as early as 2019 the right people to target, and yet our FBI, who's had evidence of this the entire time, or leads on it, has declined to prosecute, right? Because this is what the FBI now tells us. Oh, don't bother. Don't worry about it. That's what they wanted us to believe in July. Fast forward to December, we find out there's 10 guys that they knew about since like 6 years ago. You know, it's insane. Even over here, we see that in one of the lawsuits, I believe this is with Maxwell, the government actually wanted to refer to people at trial as co-conspirators of the defendant, aka Maxwell, for the purposes of a rule. And then they say Jeffrey Epstein, and then there are two names listed there who are going to be listed as co-conspirators. Again, who are those people? We were told that the only co-conspirator now is Maxwell, and if you don't believe that, you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist. But back in 2020, this was an idea not just promulgated by wackos, it was promulgated by who? The FBI themselves, the Department of Justice. Look at this. Co-conspirator question transcript. This is from USA NYS. They say, question, when Jeffrey Epstein died, a lot of people asked, who's next? Is the government going to hold people who are accused of helping him recruit these girls? Are they going to hold them accountable? And then the answer is, well, I'll note that the original charges against Jeffrey Epstein contained a conspiracy charge, and we allege that there were conspirators involved. Jeffrey Epstein couldn't have done what he did without the assistance of others. And I can assure you that our investigation is moving forward, except I guess not. Against everyone except for Ghislaine Maxwell, it got killed. Like Ghislaine Maxwell was the only one who faced justice, right? Except then she got moved to Club Fed, to this nice prison, right? And by the way, that a whole interesting interview we saw happen with Todd Blanche, which is Trump's former defense lawyer. So he got grilled on Meet the Press about his relationship. Like, why did Ghislaine Maxwell go to this nicer prison immediately afterwards? And while he declines to comment on it, he says something very interesting.
Why was she moved just days after you interviewed her, Mr. Blanche?
So that's a Bureau of Prison Security issue that I will not talk about.
Did you have anything to do with it? Did you have anything to do with it?
Let me finish. First of all, I am responsible for the Bureau of Prisons. So every decision that they make lands on my desk to the extent it needs to. But just let me talk about the security issue. At the time that I met Ms. Maxwell, there was a tremendous amount of scrutiny and publicity towards her. And the institution she was in, she was suffering numerous threats against her life. So the BOP is not only responsible.
Oh, poor her, TNT. She was suffering in jail. So they moved her. Ain't that something?
They talking about Maxwell like she's a victim, bro.
Ain't that something? Look at this henpeck. Look at his henpeck.
She was ducking the feds using encrypted communication, fake names, aliases, and all kinds of stuff that's against the law.
She was suffering in jail, inhumane treatment.
I mean, and some of the stuff in the chat is really concerning.
Oh yeah, let's go to the chat. I gotta
go to the chat real quick. Shout out to Supreme Lil Bear. He says, I've never been friends with child traffickers. Trump is proven to have been. That's an important point.
My goodness, man.
Now, we all know some friends from childhood that grew up and made choices. Obviously, at the time, we weren't very close to them when said choices were made. Like, oh, turned out he robbed the bank. Wow. You weren't friends with him when he robbed the bank. Or even if you were, say you were, let's give the extreme example. And you're friends with someone and they commit a horrible act. Does that implicate you? No. If they're found to have been doing it for years and years and years, and they're
well, TNT, conspiracy is when I know that you're in the dirt, right? And I'm there. I might not be doing the dirt with you, but I know about it.
I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it. If someone asks me, yo, TNT doing this? Nah, TNT, TNT is a square. What are you talking about? You don't do none of that. You know, that type of attitude. That's where the conspiracy comes in.
Right. Because that's the thing, you know,
I'm conspiring with you to continue this enterprise.
But when it comes to Maxwell and Epstein, that's the thing. There was a group of them together operating. It wasn't like it was just him by himself. Nobody knew. No. It was widely known. Is the problem. So I agree, most definitely. With him, I agree with Brother B. Holy, stop defending the wickedness.
Man,
I'm
you
a
can't
little
defend
concerned.
this. You can't defend this, man.
You can't defend, but some people still are. So I asked someone in the chat. He said, "You need to listen to the tape again." He never said he grabs them. He said he could, referring to Trump's talk of sexually assaulting women, because that's what it is.
Nah, everybody heard what he said. Stop fronting.
Well, right. I mean, he's but okay, cool. Let's go with what you said.
It was plain, and it came out on the newspaper and everything. Grab him by the arm.
Right. Yeah. So I asked him in the chat, I said, "Are you not concerned at all about someone saying they could sexually assault women?" That's concerning to me. He said, "Not at all. That was just bar talk. That's not how he is."
How you know?
This is crazy.
How you know? Not how he is. Vouching for a cat that don't even know you. Man. How you vouching? You won't even vouch for your own brother. Probably won't vouching for Trump.
Oh man! And so PDD said, "Who said grabbed them by their what?" So PDD is unaware.
Yeah, Trump was wilding, bro.
I got you, PDD. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh yeah, this is some grown folk talk, because he was talking grown folk talk.
Somebody might say, "What does that have to do with anything?" This is his character.
Yeah, his character. Because mind you, he didn't know he was being recorded.
No.
He was just. This is regular chat to him. Regular chat.
I'm watching this conversation right now because it's
no, bro.
It's pretty bad. I want to bring this up for PDD, and I agree with Sister Vanessa. She said pictures definitely do not lie. Absolutely not. They look very happy, very cozy.
Nah, that's you already know. This is a close picture. This picture is mad close.
Mad close. With somebody that was caught,
Trump.
Convicted.
Hey, allegedly there are rumors that what's her name? Trump wife, Melania. There's rumors that Melania was a ordered bride, male ordered bride.
Right.
Rumors that she was a male ordered
so
bride.
I got the hot take here. Trump is. I'm gonna play this video real quick, Gino P. Viewer discretion is advised for everybody here. This is showing Trump's true character, and then we're gonna get right back to my brother's video. So Trump is talking to somebody about a woman, and he's saying different things about how he was trying to move on her or court her or whatever the case may be. He was basically trying to, as the young folk says, riz her. He's trying to get her to be his woman.
Yeah, game, like spitting game to the fellas. Yo,
spitting game to. Yeah. He's telling a story about how he was trying to get this woman, and I'm gonna mute it. But it's in caption, so I'm gonna read. Well, I'm gonna read as much as I can. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna let y'all hear his voice.
Maybe it's a different one. Better not be the post. No, it's her. Yeah, that's it with the gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her.
So you can clearly hear it's Trump's voice. They have what he's saying labeled, and they're confirming the identity of the person he's talking about. He's saying, yeah, it's her, the one who's wearing the gold. Okay. Listen to what he says next.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet.
He said, I better get some Tic Tacs in case I start kissing her. I better use some Tic Tacs in case I just start kissing her.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. So no permission.
Who he think he is? Who he think he is? Pepe Le Pew? He on that Pepe Le Pew. Remember Pepe Le Pew from back in the days?
Oh man,
he on that Pepe Le Pew. Like, yo, what you mean you start kissing her? But go ahead, TNT.
No, I got you. So he already is kind of. It's already getting kind of creepy now.
Creepy.
I just start kissing them.
Creepy.
All right. Let's see what he says next.
Beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even.
All right. Let's pause here. Trump, just kiss. I don't even wait. I don't even wait for consent. I don't even wait for them to know my name. What is it you don't wait for, Mr. Trump? Let's continue here. We're almost done.
Anyway, and when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
All right.
Lord, my Lord.
He said, when you're a star, you can do anything. They'll let you do it. Grab them. You can do anything. You see the character here, Mr. Beavis, or I don't want to mess up your name. Yeah, Beavis 5521. This is his character. He said saying it doesn't mean he does it. Okay, cool. So nothing means nothing anymore. All right. Well, never mind.
Nah, bro. You wow. You a wildcat. You a wildcat, Beavis.
Some people, man.
Nah, Beavis is a wildcat, man. Nah, bro.
Saying it doesn't mean he does it. That was the best ever acting that I've ever heard.
But I'm not gonna. Nah. He did bad there, and it was recorded. The whole world heard how he gets down.
Yeah.
He aggressive. He aggressive with it.
He's aggressive. He doesn't wait, like you said.
He aggressive.
What reason's there to wait? And the Beavis guy saying, well, Trump was just lying, trying to big up himself in front of his buddy. You're already Donald Trump. What do you need to big up yourself for?
Donald Trump.
I mean, at this point, you're just saying, like I said, nothing means nothing. It don't matter. Yeah, he likes females. There's nothing wrong with that. I think there's a lot wrong with sexually assaulting a woman, not waiting for consent, and everything that he said in that. But that's just me. I guess we have a difference of opinion, Mr. Beavis.
Yeah, you can't bring Trump around your girl cousins.
No, not allowed around nobody. That's what you do. You see somebody beautiful.
Nah, he say that in a private conversation. You're not coming around none of my girl cousins. You're not coming. Yo, you ain't coming to the crib.
Go ahead and play the tape, Gino P. I had to refute what he was saying. He didn't care to hear Trump say it anyway. So
nah, Beavis, where Butthead at?
He wildin'. He's definitely wildin'.
You need to go with Butthead.
Nothing wrong with that. The man said nothing wrong with that.
In jail and making sure they stay in jail. But
what happened?
I'm sorry. I was shocked because this man really said nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that.
But that's why I asked you earlier. Will you be cool with saying that if that was your sister though, or your girl cousin?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, it's revealing to yourself, not to yourself, but to the chat. Like, I guess How you get down, Mr. Beavis?
So if somebody pressed your sister, if you're somebody pressed your sister like that, you're gonna be like, oh, he just one of the guys. He's just being a man.
The chat is not happy.
Right.
Chat's not happy with bro. You might just want to reconsider some things because the women in the chat and even the men in the chat are not cool with what's being said. But Beavis, you said, hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, man.
Sister Vanessa said Trump is definitely a predator. We'll leave that comment up. That's predator talk.
That's predator talk. Yeah, that's predator talk. That's fact.
There's one thing for dudes to say, "Oh, this woman looks good." What I would do.
Oh yeah. That's different. You know, if man, she's mad pretty. I can't wait to talk to her.
Right.
You know, or you think you could set me up with her, TNT? You know, I like her. You know, put in the work for me. She's fine.
She's that. That's different. That's normal talk. But
what he was saying,
I don't even wait.
I don't even wait. I just start kissing them.
Any man that I'm talking to say that, I gotta go.
Nah, you're gonna go to jail.
I can't. We can't keep talking, bro. I'm not going wherever you going. I'm good. That's predator talk.
Yeah, predator talk.
Go ahead, Gino.
And if you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you, man. You better look deep inside. Maybe you a predator.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Maybe you a predator too, bro.
He said nothing wrong with that. That's what
nothing wrong with that.
He said nothing wrong with that. Wow.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
But somebody asked, yeah, all right, man.
Yeah, no, we'll leave it there. We'll leave him alone. We'll leave it alone. Go ahead, Gino.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's see what brother got to say. Shout out to what was his name? Voidzilla. Shout out to you, Voidzilla.
To talk about that, but every decision lands on my desk. I mean, eventually he goes on to say that, oh, she was in so much danger. We were worried about her safety as a prisoner. I just got to say there's a lot of concern about Ghislaine Maxwell. All of a sudden, I don't know where that came from. There's not a lot of concern about these conspirators that I guess we've swept under the rug, that we don't care about anymore since 2019. Guess we knew about them and didn't care. And what's even more concerning is our president also seems concerned with the wrong people. Like while Todd Blanche is concerned about Ghislaine Maxwell's safety and well-being, you've got Trump concerned about the people who are going to be unfairly implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein files, rather than worrying about how to catch the people that we obviously let go through the cracks.
The victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they give me their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it. But you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein many years ago.
Now, I'll be honest, he gets off track from here. But the point he was making is that those poor, innocent, bankers who were meeting with Epstein, the poor lawyers who were meeting with Epstein, like all of Epstein's friends are just caught up in this unfortunate thing. And it's just such a reversal of what previously the DOJ and FBI believed. In fact, they believed it so much that they got a federal search warrant for the SDNY, and they got it. And part of the seizable data, part of the stuff that they commanded them to seize as part of the search warrant, which, by the way, I think you need some kind of like standard of evidence for. I'm not a lawyer. You guys can chime in. But you can't just get a search warrant without some kind of evidence that you believe there's a crime that's been committed. And part of it says evidence concerning the identity or location of co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein, including blank and Ghislaine Maxwell. So again, who is blank? Well, they keep redacting the names of these co-conspirators uncharged, remember, and now they're saying we have no evidence to charge anybody. Clearly, they had evidence for a search warrant, and it's just completely ridiculous that some of this stuff is redacted and that we're viewing the rich and powerful people who are mentioned as the victims here. Now, that's all I want to talk about for now. Remember, this is a developing story, so there's, I'm sure, going to be more evidence that comes out. I will try to keep you updated. I'm probably going to cover more of this stuff in the future because there's so much here. But I had to get this out while it was basically not public yet. I mean, I think it's eventually going to be public. When, we don't know. But you can access all of it at jmail.world. I'll leave a link in the description. They have a special, like, drive section. The original pitch was it's like email, but you're logged in as Jeffrey Epstein. Now they've made it like the entire Google account, so you can log into his drive folder and all that kind of stuff. It's fun. It's a great UI, but more importantly, it makes it all very searchable and you can look at it. I think you'll all really enjoy it. I also wanted to give a...
So yeah, he's just gonna say peace out and everything, but you can go on his channel, Voidzilla. He got the link. Is a lot of stuff in there, a lot of meat in there.
Shout out to Voidzilla for dropping the Epstein files link.
And it was accidentally posted, he said. I accidentally posted, FBI accidentally posted this. But yeah, man.
Unredacted,
boy.
the Epstein files. Let me put this back up just so y'all understand. Gino P, the chat is wild, bro. The chat is wild. He said, Beavis said, so what? We never asked back in the day.
Yeah, all right, Beavis. You just trolling right now.
Yeah, he Alex B, apparently that's his boy. He said, I don't understand how you guys can act as if y'all never been to some wild party where everyone that was there was and had the same mentality where everything and all was out the window.
Nah, not no pedophile. I've been to wild parties, but nobody was doing no pedophile stuff over there. Nah.
Wow. Beavis said, so then what? Wait for marriage? No. What about talking? What's wrong with you?
Take her out to dinner. But Trump was just saying, I'm gonna assault her.
Use your words.
As soon as I see her, it's on.
He said, I'm not even gonna, I don't wait.
I don't wait.
It's crazy. You don't have to wait for marriage. What about talking? Use your words. What? We never asked back in the day.
Yeah,
you exposing yourself.
Man, we got a predator in the chat.
Keep you in prayer, though.
Yeah, we definitely keep her in prayer, but bro,
sees nothing wrong with it. Let me get that comment, and then we gotta move on.
Nah, he said
I don't want no GAY president. You don't have to be GAY to not assault women. That has nothing to do with it. You're conflating.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with it.
Bro,
he's wilding out.
Where Paulette at, man? You need some milk.
Bro said, yeah, he likes females. Nothing wrong with that.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with what he said on tape, huh? Nothing wrong with that.
But in God eyes is wrong because he's supposed to be married and he's just wilding.
In the eyes of the law, this is crazy. This is crazy.
That's pedophile talk. He said, "Where Chris Hansen when we need him?"
Facts. He said people hook up all the time. We're not talking about hooking up. You said, never mind. You said we don't even wait or we never asked back in the day.
Yo, back in the days, I was just
back in the day. We didn't wait for permission.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Caveman.
All right, I'm sorry. That was crazy. After hours, man. You never know.
I'm telling you, man, they'll justify anything.
So we come full circle to this photo here. Epstein files were dropped just yesterday, Gino P, December 23rd.
Yeah, December 23rd.
Totally nearly 30,000 pages. It said it's the largest batch to date. Emails, photos, flight logs, investigative notes, other material. And a lot of the files, the blacked out text, the redactions, are easily recoverable. And what people are calling hacking, they're just simply copy and pasting. I mean, the fellow provided the link in the video. Shout out to him. What was his name, Gino P? Do we want to give him credit?
Voidzilla.
Yeah. You want to give credit where credit's due? He dropped the link for the Epstein files. And the news on Forbes, they just straight up tell you how to unredact them. They said all you got to do is copy and paste it. And whatever was blocked out won't be blocked anymore.
Crazy, man.
On December 22nd, tens of thousands of documents appeared on the Department of Justice website briefly, then they disappeared. They disappeared without any explanation. So, yeah, they got some problems over there. They got some problems because you should be able to copy and paste shouldn't be revealing.
The only good thing, right, for the MAGA people is that we live in a microwave time, right?
That'll go so fast, yeah.
So by the time summertime come around, or by the time Trump tries to go and re-campaign or whatever, people will forget about this. People will have forgotten about this. So, but we not forgetting about this tonight. Tonight we exposing this.
Sure. And in case you're saying, because somebody asked, well, who's the lady in the picture? And Supreme said they did it on Adobe. It's pretty easy to unredact. Right. What happened with that? FBI? DOJ? Usually that's not the case. It seems like that's usually not the case. But I want to end this real quick, Gino P, on some of the counts that Maxwell was convicted of. People may not know how serious this is. December 29th of 2021, federal court, conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sexual activity. Found guilty. Conspiracy to transport minors with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. Found guilty. Transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity.
Jeez.
Found guilty. Sex trafficking of a minor. Found guilty. Conspiracy to commit sex trafficking of minors. Every one of these involved minors.
Minors.
She's a sick person.
Yeah.
Conspiracy to commit sex trafficking of minors. Found guilty. The only thing she was acquitted on was enticement of an individual under 17. And that's like the least of them all. She was found guilty on all the bad stuff. Because in some states, in cases, right, they say, oh, well, the age of consent here is 16. So enticement of an individual under 17, somebody may say, oh, well, that's just a 16-year-old. Okay, but all the other ones.
And they went light on her.
Bro, this is crazy.
All them counts and just get 20 years. That's a.
Yeah, that's definitely light.
Definitely.
Brother B, you only say you're supposed to get life.
Yeah. But I have one more video I wanted to share, so we could go off on a somber note.
Yes,
happy, funny note,
Now that one, Gino P, that one might get us flagged because of who he is.
It was Who's Bubba? That's all.
Oh, that's okay. That is something that we need to touch on.
Yeah, who's Bubba? And he was I believe he's one of the biggest that broke the email. But if we can't play him, it's all good.
Well, how long is the clip? I think we should be all right.
5 seconds, 6
Okay.
seconds.
Yeah, as long as it's under a certain amount.
Yeah, it's 6 seconds. I got the timestamp and everything.
Okay. I just want to finish off these Maxwell revelations. This is the person that was doing these things with Epstein. She just was alive and he was unalive. So she got charged with them in court. Her role, based on the file releases, was that she was the primary recruiter and groomer of underage girls for Jeffrey Epstein from 1994 to 2004. Remember, last picture that he had with Trump was in 2000. So he was definitely active in the game when they were hanging out.
Yeah, it's like in Pimpin', right? I believe the Epstein was playing the role of the pimp, and Ghislaine Maxwell was playing the role of the role of a bottom hole, the one that goes out and recruit.
Right. The bottom B, yep.
Yeah, the bottom hole and recruiting.
Yeah.
Recruiting.
Entice, she was a recruiter and groomer of underage girls. She personally participated in sexual abuse of multiple victims. She trained the victims how to give Epstein the type of attention that he likes. Yeah. And then she paid victims hundreds of dollars in cash after the abuse and recruited them to bring friends. Quote unquote pyramid scheme. Specific victims named in the trial. I'm gonna skip that part. But yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing she was doing. She was doing it for Epstein. He was like the ringleader, and she was like Gino P said, the main one pulling them in. Grand jury confirmed through transcripts that she was present and directed group sexual encounters with minors at the behest of Epstein. Emails showed her arranging travel and payment for underage girls, including the 2001 email from Prince Andrew, which resulted in him getting his royalhood stripped from him.
My goodness, man.
So if you're saying all this is, this is just accusations, well, now that someone's been convicted, it's a little more than that. And the implications. She was doing this all for Epstein, who was very close friends with our president. Was he his only friend? No, absolutely not. But you can't just act like they wasn't hanging out. She used a fake name, claimed to be a journalist, trying to hide out in New Hampshire. She coordinated Epstein's messages with Bill Gates and other people. They described her as the architect and the number 2 in the entire trafficking operation. Epstein was number 1. In a low security prison in Florida. Imagine that. Well, she needs prayer too. She needs prayer too. Gino P has a video for us. And before, I want you to kind of give them some background on, or is this video going to explain it, Gino P?
Oh, this video is gonna explain it. It was part of the first batch of Epstein's files, and in this batch of Epstein's files, there was a strange email. Strange email asking some strange. It was a question asked, and it got people scratching their heads. Now people scratching their head. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stephen Colbert, wherever you at. But this was on live TV, you heard? Live TV, man. Well, let's see what Stephen Colbert. Believe he was the first one to just put it full mass on national TV.
Telling him ask Jeff's friend Steve Bannon, quote, if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba.
That's it.
Okay, hold on.
Putin has the photo of him blowing Bubba.
Run that back, Gino P, because it skipped a little bit. I want them to hear exactly what he just said. No, it's not your fault. Go ahead and run that back one more time.
Telling him to ask Jeff's friend Steve Bannon, quote, if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba.
Ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. My goodness.
Yikes. That begs the question. Go ahead and ask him, Gino P.
Who Bubba?
Who's Bubba?
My goodness, man. And my goodness.
Shout out to James Dean. I want to fact check you for a second, my friend. He said Trump is why he was put in prison. No. Donald Trump was not the reason Jeffrey Epstein got caught or arrested. He was exposed and convicted from an investigation triggered by a parent's report of her 14-year-old daughter's abuse back in 2005. The federal arrest was just driven by all the other investigative things that took place, including journalism and stuff like that highlighted some of the flaws in his plea deal. Now, of course, did Trump provide some assistance? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, they knew.
You know, but I mean, all Trump really did was distance himself from Epstein after the 2007 Mar-a-Lago issue, where he tried to bring a young girl to Trump. But it didn't play a role in any of the law enforcement actions. It was all based on him getting caught. Some little girl's mother. They pressed charges. There was a report, and they pressed charges. So, I mean, you can put out false narrative. Wait. You're saying so he did help? Exactly. You're changing it. You said Trump is why he was put in prison. No, he wasn't. He was put in prison because he got caught. All Trump did was he willingly helped by taking the call and sharing details about what happened between him and Epstein in the Mar-a-Lago incident. He didn't even testify. So, I mean, you're painting the picture as though Donald Trump was the one who locked up Epstein. Not at all. He just told his story. I'm sure plenty of people got plenty of stories about that Sick person. Anyway, James Dean, just had to fact check that real quick. That who's Bubba part is really strange.
Yo.
Especially when somebody in the chat said that they heard Bill Clinton's name is Bubba.
Now, if that's true, if that's true, they were wilding over there in Epstein house. What's going on at Epstein house?
Oh, Lord help us.
But if that, again,
this is hey, it's true. I'm sorry, Gino P.
No, go ahead, brother.
That's his. It said it's a well-known nickname for Bill.
Listen, bro.
Because of his southern roots. Wow.
I gotta drink some Sprite on that, bro. Hold on. Hold on. Shout out to Sprite.
Oh no. So what we're reacting to is a video from the Colbert Report. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And he was, I think, going through one of the first releases of the Epstein files. Is that right?
Yeah, these are like the first
first
one. Yeah, the first batch.
Whoa, Supreme Lowbear said Maxwell had a horse named Bubba too. Ain't no telling what happened.
Yo.
Hey, he was all the way loose.
But Putin, out of all people, Putin got the video?
Oh, Putin would have it.
Like, why Putin? Yo.
Well, because think about it. You better not do nothing.
These politicians, man. These politicians, they all chill together, bro.
If I got video of you doing something crazy, you better not do nothing.
Yeah, that's how Trump
smile.
Yeah,
and shake hands when I come through.
That's how Epstein used to catch people. Used to rock you to sleep. He rock you to sleep with them pictures, bro.
Russia's got agents in America. We can't, we'd be foolish to think that there's no kind of information, espionage or gathering that goes on between countries that are rivals. That's just, so yeah,
but,
ain't no telling how he got it.
We just can't deny that, again, how we opened up the show. These lists, and we heard of how Hollywood moves and the rap industry, right? Because Diddy, he's also in jail behind, shady thing. That
that's facts.
People in power, for some reason, the power gets to their head and they just turn into lasciviousness, extreme lust. It goes beyond
this stuff here.
It's lasciviousness, man.
It's the devil, Gino P.
Yeah.
That's beyond.
And the one girl that was given this testimony about Trump assaulting her and whatnot, she allegedly unalived herself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, and then
it's very traumatic.
And then Jeffrey Epstein all of a sudden unalives himself.
Yeah.
Ghislaine Maxwell promises not to say nothing, and all of a sudden she's in a cushy jail. This stinks. This stinks, This is definitely, he did bad. Trump did bad. And you can't,
This is no good. This is no good. Somebody asked me why I don't put a picture of the Clintons up there.
Clinton's of the devil too.
Yeah, let's be clear. We're not saying that it's just the Republicans that are bad or just Donald Trump who's bad. Every single person that has something to do with that wicked man in regards to him being the number one person in his trafficking operation, they all, as far as me, they all equal.
They're all equal, bro.
Persons with that. All y'all is wicked.
The
Trump just the one getting exposed right now.
Yeah, that's the only one, right? Because Trump is the president, so he's getting exposed.
President.
But all these people in power enabled this creep
Absolutely.
to continue, right? To continue to bring young girls over.
Because I think that was one of the things that they said was that everybody knew what he was doing.
Everybody. Just like in Hollywood, everybody know what Weinstein was doing.
Right. That's exactly. Like they know what y'all do, and that's the conspiracy part.
And that's the
Y'all are
conspiracy.
now
you in cahoots.
in cahoots.
You protecting.
But I mean, look, I'll
turning a blind eye. You turning a blind eye to crime.
Blind eye, a deaf ear, all of that.
Ear to crime.
But I'll post this one. I have no problem. I mean, Donald Trump's still in the picture. He's just down here.
My goodness.
You know, he's
That's
right there in the drawer. But there's more people.
He loves photos. Homeboy love his pictures, bro.
Oh yeah, he said, "I got popes. I got whoever that is. I got Clinton,
Michael Jackson,
Bill Gates. I got the Duke of York, whoever."
Right. Whoever got money, whoever got money could come through.
If they removed your royal title over this stuff, that's pretty bad.
No, it's because it's real.
Right. And look at all these other pictures, though. That looks like Hugh Hefner. I mean, there's just pictures and pictures and pictures. Like all these women. There's Maxwell right there. There's Trump right there. So, you know, it's not that we're not trying to show somebody. But the fact of the matter is, Trump is the president right now. Trump was the one wilding out, calling people piggies, and I'm going to take your license and stop you from being a reporter. And I don't want to talk about that stuff anymore. I don't want to talk about Epstein anymore. You know? So, yeah. He's going to get the full brunt of it, along with everyone else. Freedom Effect said you can't have a sex trafficking ring if there's no perpetrators, and in 15 years, no one's been arrested.
Who hasn't been arrested?
He said no one's been arrested. Are you forgetting that Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years? You must have missed that part. And you see the problem with that is all those things that came out that were proven during her trial, that implicates a lot of other people. She was called the number 2 in his operation. He was the number 1. I read off the list of charges: trafficking, enticement, all this other stuff. They were all minors. So just because people haven't been caught doesn't mean people haven't done anything. That's the logic you're trying to use, Mr. Freedom. But it's not working over here.
Nah, bro.
Shout out to Sister Looking for God. She said, you ask who is Bubba? Well, there's only 2 Bubbas I know. My husband, a.k.a. Bubba, and Bill Clinton is the other. But I know my husband, I think, and he was never with Epstein. Amen, sister. Amen.
Man. Better not be Bill Clinton. That's just crazy.
Yo. More to come on that. More to come on that one. Supreme Low Bear said it's because the perpetrators are in power. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I was trying to find that clip, but maybe for a part 2, where Epstein was talking to a convicted pedophile, and it was a banter between convicted pedophile and this convicted pedophile. He was like a volleyball instructor, and he was just violating the little girls. But
Was it that? Was it the Olympic trainer?
Dude with the glasses.
Okay.
I think he was like Olympic, maybe.
I remember there was a story about an Olympic one. He trained the girls for the Olympic.
Yeah, he trained them and was wilding out on them.
Yeah, that's probably him.
So Epstein was talking with him.
Facts.
And Epstein was like, "Yo, Trump is like us.
If you're the big fish, all the other ones are gonna come flocking. They follow you around in the pond, seeing what you're gonna leave behind, your scraps."
I think somebody put his name in the chat. Larry Nasir. Let me see if that's boy.
Put it in there. Yeah, he said Larry Nasser.
NASA.
Might be him.
Yep.
From FML Drake, they said we're in the end times, chat, and a lot of people are still going to remain blind. Unfortunately, that's true. Most definitely. Supreme said, "Who will watch the Watchmen? Who will police the police?" Very good question. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button for more. Most certainly, if it be the Lord's will, we will return for some more. I mean, this is pretty explosive. My brother GLP came with some fire tonight. I appreciate him.
No doubt. I got another piece of fire of just try to back up what I was just saying about these pedophiles bigging each other up.
Yeah. I just want to address the freedom effect. He said, "I'm not talking about Maxwell. Do you know why Maxwell was arrested?" Yeah, I read them off. He said Maxwell was arrested because they had proof she transported minors across state lines out of the country. Yeah, she trafficked.
For who?
Exactly. That's the thing you're missing, the implication, sir. She wasn't doing it for herself or by herself. They said that she was number 2 and he was number 1. My question is, why is he standing next to he and she looking all cozy and talking about grabbing people by the whatever? That's my question. But I digress. Gino P, wonderful stuff, my brother. I appreciate it.
I got one last joint about what, just to back up what I was saying. Hold on. Let me just get the time stack correct. Bear with me.
Somebody in the chat said that she ran it. Another way to put it was that he ordered and she fulfilled the orders. I mean, this is what came out during her trial, and this is what they confirmed to be true after investigation, and testimony after testimony. So it's no longer up for debate as far as those things that were found to be proven as factual through testimony and whatever else, documents. And then that's what she was convicted, was based on those things that were proven to be facts. The bigger question is, what does that implicate for those who were involved or otherwise in cahoots, as my brother Gino P said, with her? That's the bigger question. And if you choose to ignore that implication, that's fine. But it is what it is. My sister looking for God said P. Diddy was just a prodigy of the real deal. I said it from the start. Arrest in P. Diddy. P. Diddy was just a downfall, a projector of what was to come. Amen, sister. A lot getting exposed, and a lot was exposed in 2025.
Oh, yeah.
We still got 1 week left, Gino P. Imagine what it come out. We still got a week left of the year. There's still more to come out in 2025 until we switch on over, Lord willing, into 2026.
It's a quick short because I know you want to knock off, but I just want to come with some facts and people could look into it. Larry Nassar, Larry Nassar, I believe that's how I might be pronouncing his name wrong, and Jeffrey Epstein, their connection.
Yep, facts. MH204 said, "Do you think the girls were taken against their will?"
Maybe some, not all.
Yeah, I mean, she was in charge of what was the word?
Yeah, procuring the children.
Yeah, grooming. Right. When you groom a child, that part of that is the psychological aspect of making them want to come with you.
Rocking them to sleep.
Right. They didn't know that this would happen, and if they enjoyed it, they obviously wouldn't be victims now.
No, they were coerced into, believing everything's gonna be hunky dory. We're gonna be living in a mansion. You're gonna be surrounded by rich men, but what they not telling what they not telling this child is you're gonna be passed around.
Right.
You're gonna be passed around, and you might have to do things you don't want to do.
James Dean said, "Does it matter if the girls were taken against their will? They were lured, or the parents were paid for them." That's a good question. Somebody else said, Supreme said, "Children can't consent." That's a fact.
Yeah, that's why you go to jail.
Freedom Effect said, "Who committed the sex crimes against the 250 victims? Epstein only?" No. You must have forgot that was it the Duke?
The Duke of York. A bunch of people, man. Bank people. The CEO.
I mean, did you not see all these photos? Where's the photos at? Let me help you out, sir.
You got to rewind the show.
Yeah, you have to. Look at all these photos of people he's with. Look at all these stacks of photos just stacked up. No, it wasn't just Trump. No, it wasn't just Bill. It wasn't just the Pope. It wasn't just the Duke. It was any and everybody that wanted to.
He was a pimp, man. They knew, man.
Right. You're asking like who else was in lieu with him? We don't know everybody else. That's why we're saying the files need to be released. So then somebody can use AI and say, pull out all the names, make a list. But the issue is, sir, that again, there was trafficking involved, there was facilitating, soliciting, and essentially making an avenue for predators to prey upon minors.
And you know what, TNT? You know what? This is not stopping. There's an Epstein right now on the low.
Oh yeah, no, it is not going to stop.
Somebody took over Epstein's a role because pedophiles are going to be pedophiles.
Yeah.
So somebody's supplying it. There's a new Epstein. We just don't know who he is until he get caught.
Oh, I mean, there's like I think it was Brother Michael was saying, it's been going on, right? So it's been going on before Epstein got here, still going on after he left. It's just the fact of the matter that in this country, we didn't think it was so many corrupt individuals at the top. We didn't think it was that bad. And furthermore, once you find out, do you just not do nothing about it? Of course not. Of course not. So we got another short video from my brother Gino P here. Gino P, you got the floor, brother.
Yeah. Shout out to Under the Desk News. Under the Desk News. Shout out to her. Let's just hear her little short real quick.
Files to try and distract you from the truth of what's going on, but the letter from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar, that one's real. The letter was sent sometime in late July or early August before Jeffrey Epstein allegedly killed himself. And the existence of this letter has been reported since 2019, when the Associated Press got a trove of 4,000 documents, either from within Jeffrey Epstein's cell or related to the investigation into the death of Jeffrey Epstein. However, the actual postcard itself was not included in the documents that were turned over to the Associated Press. That is probably because the FBI sent this postcard out for a handwriting analysis to ensure that it was in fact Jeffrey Epstein that sent it to Larry Nassar. Now, if you've never been to jail, you might not know that inmates are not allowed to send mail to other inmates without approval. So the fact that Jeffrey Epstein, a criminally convicted pedophile, was allowed to send a postcard to another criminally convicted pedophile, Larry Nassar, is sort of unusual. And all of the mail that you send in prison is read. So several people would have read this, and they still allowed him to send it. Dear LN, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home, indicating that he took his own life. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies, disgusting, and the hope that they'd reach their full potential, vile. Our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls. Okay. When young beauties walked by, he loved to grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. I'm sorry, that is just so hard to read out loud. This postcard is incredibly damning. It not only is so salacious in the fact that Jeffrey Epstein is writing to this other very high-profile pedophile who's in prison, but it specifically mentions the president, who at the time was Donald Trump. Also curious here is Jeffrey Epstein had access to a cell phone and was in constant communication with the outside world. He wouldn't have not known that Larry Nassar was actually being held in a Michigan prison. Yet he sent the letter to the prison that Nassar had been held at only for a couple of months in the summer of 2018. Did Jeffrey Epstein write an incriminating letter and intentionally send it to the wrong address, knowing that it would be returned to sender and end up back in his files? And him sending it to Larry Nassar in particular, as opposed to anybody else, would have really stuck out to the press and to the public. A couple questions remain here. What was the result of the FBI handwriting analysis of the letter? Why did Jeffrey Epstein send it to an Arizona prison? Why wasn't it included in the documents that were given to the Associated Press when they were investigating the death of Jeffrey Epstein? And Larry Nassar is still alive. He is serving his sentence at the Coleman, Florida high security federal facility. Also, why is Nassar being held in Florida when he committed his crimes in Texas and Michigan, both of which have federal prisons?
Shout out to her. Very riveting. Very riveting.
Sum that up for the people, Gino P. Sum that up what she's saying.
There was this letter sent from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar. Larry Nassar is a convicted pedophile. Epstein is a convicted pedophile. And in that letter, allegedly, he's telling Nassar that he's going to end his life. And they reminisce on Trump. And that Trump has the same, what was the word she used? The same love for young women as they do. And that while Trump is grabbing them by the snatch, they are in jail.
So Epstein in the letter was saying he was going to unalive himself.
Mm-hmm. Or he if you were to take that, right? If you want, I'll go back to that part of the letter. Let me pull that video back up. There's a lot of information in that little short.
Yeah.
But
I mean, FBI analysis of handwriting.
Yeah.
Some people are saying it's part of the hoax.
Part of the hoax. My goodness.
You know.
That's something.
It's tough to say, you know, what people say in the chat is why the Democrats didn't release it. Why they didn't release it.
The Democrats didn't want to release it. They knew what time it was. It was Trump with his big mouth.
I mean, a lot of people have been named. I think that's being forgotten here. A lot of people have been named in association with Mr. Epstein.
And shout out to Under the Desk News. This is definitely some good information right here. Go support her channel. She's definitely speaking facts.
Well, you know, as always, when it comes to the truth, there's going to be those that sincerely desire to hear it. And there's going to be those that say, well, so what?
My goodness.
So what?
Nah, ain't no so what.
That's what I'm saying. You know, as for me and the brothers that, you know, I've been blessed to know, we stand up for what is right. We don't just say, so what? If something's wrong, we're going to call it out.
Nah, you know, nah, bro.
We're not just going to say, so what? Keep doing it. So what? And I understand what you mean, James. It's hard to say. MH204 said that the FBI already went over that letter, Gino P. And maybe that's something we'll cover.
That's what she just telling. She just told us. This been out since since 2019. And that's why she has so many questions about this letter. Listen to what she has to say.
Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, it's real simple for me. You know, I don't need a whole lot. You got caught doing a lot of illegal stuff for him that involved sexual assault of minors. It's simple. Anybody that he says or that he has, you know, in lieu with, whatever you want to call it, throws in with him, had fun with him, like to make selections of the stock with him. Nah. Not rolling. Shout out to Brother Henry Ross, though. He said, you know, all lies will be revealed in the last days, regardless of Trump's spoilness. He can't hide. That's facts.
Man, none of us can.
That's facts. Freedom said if the victims are going to settle out of court and not name names and testify, then nobody's going to go to jail. That was in response to Doll 641 saying that the prince was the only one to get backlash because the monarchy is holding him accountable. Our country needs to do better in regards to having settled it out of court. He settled his allegations out of court. Settled, of course, means that I gave a lot of money for you to forget or to leave it alone. And let me just be clear, Freedom, because he's saying we shouldn't throw anyone in prison because they're in a photograph. I agree. But if you're in constant communication several times, documented, having flown to certain locations where said acts were to be done, I think that calls for investigation at the least. But, maybe we just we do like the other fella said, Gino P, and nothing means nothing. It don't matter. That don't mean nothing.
It just proves that he was with the freak stuff. And we got a president and a bunch of political people that are just freakaleaks. With children.
I definitely don't think anyone should turn a blind eye to all these different ties. To say
Man, we went over a lot of information this in these last couple of hours.
Right. And the fact that, again, there's a lot of redacted, I mean, there's tens of thousands of redacted files for a reason. This isn't somebody's menu that they ordered at McDonald's or somebody's oil change paperwork. There's a reason why they're redacted.
Listen, in these files, there are allegations that Trump at one point slept with a 13-year-old girl. In these files, there are allegations that Trump had something to do with the unalivement of Epstein. In these files, the girl that they found unalive, that allegedly unalive herself, she has some damaging information about Trump. So, in these files, Trump name is all over them. But
and we're still having trouble getting them released transparently. So let me look to the poll real quick, Gino P. Let's look to the poll. I asked the people, should the full and unredacted Epstein files be released to the public immediately? We got over 700 votes. Shout out to y'all. 88% said yes. 12% said no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
12% said that's all right. We don't need to know.
They might be pedophiles themselves.
I mean, we already had one dude said, "Hey, man, that's just how we got down back in the day."
That's how we got down back in the day.
You didn't ask. He said you didn't ask, but you just did what you want.
Man, listen, bro.
Gino P said,
"You ain't coming around my family members acting like that." Nah, bro.
Imagine you at dinner and you ask me, "How did y'all meet?"
I just pressed up.
Well, he just came up and just grabbed me.
Grabbed me.
Wait, what?
No, man.
No, I'm not rolling with that. Not rolling with that. But Gino P, it's been a good episode, bro. I have to say.
Yeah. Definitely, we gotta do a part 2, man. Because more information is gonna come out. More information is gonna come out.
That's the beauty of it all. There's always more. There's always more. Gino P, you got any words? Any final words for the people? Again, I appreciate my brother. He is, and I agree with Henry Ross. It's definitely not just a photograph. There's behavior and sick talk, and we've covered it for the last couple hours, brother Ross. So definitely check out the replay. But yeah, his character has been exposed. Most definitely. So you could say it's just a photograph if you want to. There's a lot more going on in
Yeah, nah, I don't have final words because there's more that's gonna come out.
True.
It's just crazy how people just want to defend us, though. They just want to defend us, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it wasn't Trump, it was Epstein. Ah, man, it's crazy. But TNT, it was a pleasure. Till next time, keep one another in prayer, man. Peace.
Peace be, my brother Gino P. I
Peace,
most
peace.
definitely appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, no doubt. Till next time, Lord willing. Oh, one last thing.
Yes, sir.
Bah humbug. Bah humbug.
Amen. Well, safe to say it's been a good discussion, it's been a good conversation. More to come. Most definitely. As more unredacted information, files, and documents are made available. I'm not asking you to form an opinion, but I think it's at least worth looking into the fact of what's going on, what's been going on, and if you just turn a blind eye, will it continue to go on? Lord willing, we'll return soon to another wonderful episode of the After Hours. Until then, peace be and God bless you. In the name of Jesus Christ.
you.